No, no. First one. First one. Oh no! Come on! Come on! Come here. Eat. You went up in the Eric coming in like every night. Light him up.
Jack it up.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Shiny! 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 We have to get Merlin. We have to get Merlin. What is it? What is it? What is it? Water orb. I have this. Done. Gabby, go. Whoa! Oh my God!
You know what the stakes are for this?
What? I see for the couch?
Our marriage.
Wait! Microphone check. Check 2 1 2.
Such nostalgia,
Bro.
with that intro.
I love that intro. I was telling to I was like, I might update it and stuff. I was like, no, I might leave it as is.
Man, it's good to see you.
Oh
We haven't talked in forever, so I hope that is cool with this being like a retro and expecto catch up.
Yeah. I don't have a script or anything. I got you guys questions and everything, but I don't have bullet points. My bullet points are Hogwarts Legacy 2, Hogwarts Legacy MMO, Nintendo. Let's go. Like that. That is it,
You're having to set everybody straight.
I know,
on
right?
all the misinformation.
Read the
It's
skeeters out there.
exhausting.
So exhausted. So many read the skeeters out there. My gosh. But yo, it's your boy James over XpectoGO. Bring you guys the latest and greatest and Hogwarts Legacy content. Today we are here with the man, the myth, the legend. You guys know him, you love him, and if you don't know him, you better start because boy, we got a good one here. We got my friend, you all love him, Retro Record Tour. Retro, say hi. What's good? What's going on with you, man?
What's up, everybody? Seeing all the familiar names in the chat. Good to see everyone.
Well, what's up with you, man? Like, real quick, what's been going on?
Dude, you probably didn't see it, but I put in the little chat right before we got started. We are so close today. In what, like 6 more days is the 3-year anniversary of Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh my
3
gosh,
years.
that's right.
I was like, wait, no, it can't be 3. Is my math? Is my math right? 3 years, 2023,
3 years,
February 10th.
Oh
So
my gosh,
in
bro.
the moment as we were setting up, I was just like reflecting, like, man, it's been 3 years. So yeah, like it's been a wild 3 years, like this content journey that you and I find ourselves on, alongside being dads, having kids, growing up,
side gigs,
both kind of around the same age.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, we're doing well. Family's doing well. I'm still trucking along with the channel, way more focused on a lot of Nintendo stuff now, and then doing a full-time role as well. That's in the world of content creation, just not the gaming side of things.
He's still doing the content, just with other stuff. Yeah, it's so cool. Like, I remember when you first told me about it, like, I was like, that's crazy. You kind of took with the skills you developed just by making content on YouTube, and now like you're making money elsewhere doing it while also having your own channel. So like that's just cool to see, because like we're from the millennia where, like, well, not millennia, but us being millennials, like, like YouTube was not a thing. Like YouTube was been around since what, 2009 or whatever. Like nobody knew anything about having a job or like making money doing anything online outside of what, like blogs or maybe stocks or whatever. But like content creation, you have to be a graphic designer now. You have to be a marketer now. You have to be a video editor. You have to be a lighter. You have to be a camera guy. Like it's all script writer. All these things, like I never thought I would have had to done outside of me going to school for graphic design. Like I never thought any of that would apply to here. So that's so cool to see you doing that.
All like the YouTube stats lately are just insane. I don't know how much you keep up with it, but it's like it's surpassed Netflix, it's surpassed Amazon. And not a lot of times when I say this, people think you're talking about YouTube TV, like the cable. But no, YouTube as an app. People watch more of that on their TVs now than Netflix and Amazon. So yeah, you can find literally, I mean, whatever you want, like full-length documentaries, two guys podcasting about the wizarding world, like sports. I sent to James one day, we're both big football fans. Like, man, we could start an NFL podcast.
Bro, oh my gosh. Oh my God. I would love
I have too many ideas. That's my problem, James. Not enough time. And too many ideas.
Try to narrow it in because, like, we're so interested in, chat. Like just talking with some of you guys in Discord and just online. Like, oh yeah, I'm into MCU stuff, or I'm into this TV show, or I'm into this activity, or I'm just like, we're all like so much broader than the Wizarding world, creation, gaming, and so. Yeah, man, it's just cool being able to have an opportunity to, to share just any passion you have online with other people, and it being a nice area like this, nice little bubble where we can do this is always like this is how we met. Like this little bubble we have here, Hogwarts Legacy, is how Retro and I met, how most of you guys met with us and stuff, and it's so cool to see it still. Like
it's wild.
For you.
I remember that video I made of like, I can't remember the it was before Hogwarts Legacy came out, when the whole purpose of the video was like cherish this moment. I think I titled it like I have something very important. People flamed me for like clickbaiting. But yeah, most like the people who really got it, like I think you even said Sue was like, I love that song, because I'm like, and we could feel the hype starting to build again, but it will not be the same. Like it's gonna be different with Hogwarts Legacy 2. So we'll see what happens. But like you gotta just cherish those moments. And that's one thing, like from growing up a Harry Potter fan, with each book release. Like I remember I was telling my son the other day, he was like, you went to a bookstore at midnight? I was like, yeah, and it was awesome.
It was awesome, man. It's so awesome.
So it's like when you have those little things that happen in life, when you can when you're a kid, you don't know to appreciate it. But like now it's like, oh yeah, this is one of those things. So just all the people we met and the opportunities it gave us. And now we've seen like, I mean, where all the creators are now who've covered Hogwarts Legacy. And it's just, it's wild. Where Hogwarts Legacy is now on the all-time bestseller list.
19th. Only being out for 3 years. Only out for 3 years. Come, this in a couple of days. It's 19th, like all time. That's insane. That's insane. And it's still going to sell. It's just going to go up. It can only go up. That's insane, bro. But bro, like that's what's so magical about the Wizarding world and just fandoms overall, and to be able to be a part of this and share this with you guys, like it's been crazy. Like we were talking about, Sue and I, Wizards Unite, a game that started our channel. That game has shut down 4 years ago Friday, last Friday. It had shut down 4 years ago, last Friday or Saturday. And man, it's just seeing that transition and not knowing what we were going to do. Like I didn't know what we were going to cover. I really didn't. Like it was like Puzzles and Spells was out. I didn't want to do Hogwarts Mystery, but we heard about this little game, Hogwarts Legacy, and I was like, well, like let's just keep the Harry Potter gaming thing going. And so Yeah. So shout out to the OGs who's been here since day one, and everybody who's followed our journey, you know, whether it's through Hogwarts Legacy, whether it's before or whether it's recently with retro, with Nintendo content, or myself with other games now, which is crazy to even talk about.
You've had several take off lately.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're trying. I'm gonna start doing a coaching class soon for YouTube. It's to see like what that is and stuff. Like, I don't know if it's worth it, but I'm gonna find out. So
but
nice. yeah, it's been good.
At first I thought, are you teaching it or are you taking it? Because you could teach some things.
I'm actually doing both. I'm actually doing, but I was referring to taking a class.
Gotcha.
We're trying to start one at my kids' school for the high schoolers.
Oh man,
with that,
such a big need for that, because that's what kids want to do.
Yes, they want to make content. They want to stream. They want to talk about stuff. So yeah, bro, I'm excited. But I hope you guys, chat, is all excited about talking Hogwarts Legacy. So I don't know where to start outside of just like, bro, like Hogwarts Legacy 2. Like, we have this window now where we're in between both of these games. Like, yes, Hogwarts Legacy 1 is out, but it's ran its course, I would say, for the most part. Switch 2 got its, revitalization last summer in June. I think it was the day one port for the Switch 2 and stuff, something you talked about on your channel. And now we're just that calm before
right. That's the calm.
Yes, yeah. Because I remember it in 2021. I think it was just like dead. We didn't hear anything. We were grasping at straws and stuff. And then like Chandler was hired December of 2021, and then we got the state of play in March of 2022. And ever since then, it's been nonstop.
Yeah.
And so I think we're in that 2021 period where it's just dead, but
we're think it'll leak this time,
bro.
I saw Joe talking about the leak. I don't think it'll leak this time. I think they've got things locked down now,
especially with Netflix like looming over their shoulder. Like, bro, there's no way nothing can
leak. Maybe that's a good starting point. Like
Netflix.
Well, just like this whole industry and like how much is changing. Netflix is a small part of it.
Yeah.
But like you see all these gaming companies, I mean, not to be a downer, but like all the layoffs and stuff, and just like all the struggling of the gaming industry as a whole, and what's happened with Xbox basically having to be third party now, and they're putting games on everything.
They're a software company.
Like, I'm still shocked to this day that Hogwarts Legacy never got a DLC, that they didn't like. I don't want to say milk it, because I think they would have put out some good content, but I can't believe there weren't like two expansions at least.
Do you believe they can't believe it? Do you believe do you believe that A, it existed, but B, they canceled it?
Okay, so now there's like what we can guess based on
Jason
Schreier. We think.
Well, Jason Schreier reporting from Bloomberg saying,
"Oh, right, that was gonna be the second thing." Like, then there's the reporting, and then there's like us trying to read between the lines, and
right,
conversations we had together about all this.
Yes,
I do think there was plans for something else. I don't think they expected it to sell and go crazy. I think they expected to sell well. I don't think they expected it to be top 20 all time.
No.
So maybe that's just completely threw, I don't want to say a wrench into the plans, but maybe that just made them completely rethink the whole approach to how they wanted to do it. And maybe because I remember when this all started, we're like, okay, do we want DLC, or we rather them get to work on the sequel ASAP and get it out fast? And I remember saying, when we had our big group discussion, I was like, this is probably the conversation that WB and Avalanche have had, of like, and they're weighing the costs, they're looking at the financial side of things, they're trying to calculate all of that to figure out, is it better to go the route of a sequel, or is it better to go the route of putting out some DLC and expansions? So Now it seems like they've went the route of multiple games, which so many people apparently missed.
Forget about yeah.
James having to set the record straight time and time again. But yeah, I do think there was more content planned than what we got. And I keep, like I say it every time, but I keep going back to Azkaban. You can't tell me that was made just for that 30 seconds that you're there. I feel like there had to be more to that.
That was your big one. That was your big one.
Yeah.
Yep. I forgot about
the
that.
Dementors, they appear for that one little moment.
Yeah, that cutscene.
And now that we've seen through the PC mods, like what all was actually possible with the tools that were already there.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yes.
So maybe that, and I think you talked about this at the time when the mods first came out. Maybe this was like their
big plan.
Look, we wish, behind the scenes, maybe they wish they could have done more, but putting out the mods is a way of like saying, here, go crazy, make what you want, which I haven't actually checked any of those out in a while, but for a while I was checking every week. I know they were getting some stuff pretty regularly. I don't know how it's been lately.
It's mods wise, real quick, because I checked them out during the holiday time, because I was trying to get like a ton of photos and stuff for the MMO thumbnails, but like,
oh nice,
a lot of them aren't working anymore. Like people haven't people haven't been able to, or just abandoned and gone back. And like first person one, I still get comments on my first person video and they're like, hey, it's not working for me, it's bugging. And I went in, I was like, it wasn't working for me. I was like, oh no. And so like some of the older mods, the mainstay ones, the big ones, like some of the authors have moved on to do other stuff for CurseForge, I'm assuming. And so that's just from a mod point. But going back to like the DLC and the cancellation and stuff, like I was of two minds when that happened. And like chat, feel free to chime in like your thoughts. Like I hated it. I thought it was a horrible decision. Like straight up. I talked about it in the video and live stream multiple times on Wizarding Wednesdays, but I think they pulled themselves out of me feeling that way when they said they didn't feel like it was up to par. And
that was the report.
At least that was the report. And I was like, if that is actually the reason, then I'm okay with that, because branding right now, Hogwarts Legacy is like batting like a perfect like
like
the brand, the name, it's loved, it's successful. Like you think Hogwarts Legacy, you think a game that came out of nowhere, a game that outsold Call of Duty, a game that is still above 10,000 concurrent players on Steam, a game that's just like top 10 in UK sales charts still. You know, you're thinking about all this positivity.
It still shows up.
Yeah, it still pops up. Like it's crazy. So there's a lot of positivity, goodwill, and you don't want to ruin that by putting out a DLC that was lackluster. So if that was their reasoning, I'm okay with that. But then I'm of the mind that it's Avalanche Software. They're not messing with this. Like, I'm trying to read between the lines, like you said earlier. I was like, WB might have had something that they wanted to do, because cost cutting, because this announcement also came around the time when they shut down a lot of the studios, and WB got rid of Wonder Woman, what is it? Multiverses Studio had shut down, and a couple of other stuff. So yeah. Oh my gosh. Martin, whoa!
The 50 bomb.
The 50 bomb.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. Martin. All right, he just needs his own like emote or something for at this point. What in the world? Everybody, if you just became a part of the Patrona squad, make sure you thank Martin. And I need all my GIF emotes and all my Niffler emotes in the chat right now. And our OG members of the Patrona squad, make sure you say welcome. You now have access, at least for this month, to emotes during live streams and behind the scenes content that I post regularly on top of the secret channel in Discord. Wow. Thank you, Martin. That was crazy.
Let's go.
Coming in.
Martin is still showing support.
I mean, always, man. The Wizarding World, bro. God, that's crazy. But yeah, man. I totally forgot about the DLC until you said something.
I know, dude.
Gosh.
Well, you remember I kept laying out the plan of like, do it like The Witcher 3, you know, like have these. Which did you see? Apparently, there's another Witcher DLC
coming. Yeah.
Like, what?
I was like, how old is this game? And it's still doing a DLC. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, go ahead.
I had just picked it up for my sister-in-law who has a PS4. Nice. But she games and my brother doesn't. And I was like, so we were talking games over the holiday season. I was like, I'm gonna get her The Witcher 4. I mean, The Witcher 3.
Witcher 3,
and it was like $5 on the PS4. I was like, well, here you go. Like, whoa, yeah, good to go. And they're making a DLC for it.
So many hours of content. Yeah. I guess I feel like one of the ways that the industry can kind of combat this rising development costs is by, instead of trying to make a whole new game, take the base of what you have, especially when it's something that's very successful.
Yeah.
And then just like expand on it with like a couple of expansions that will sell, especially for games that aren't multiplayer. Like, they kept talking about, we want the recurring revenue for the free-to-play games.
Yeah.
Well, it's like you can get recurring revenue with your 40 million Hogwarts Legacy players. Are all 40 million of them going to buy the DLC? No. But there's a huge number of them that will, plus your development cost on a DLC. It's way cheaper, and you can put them out more consistently. Remember?
Yeah.
I miss those the Telltale games when they would do like episodic, like kind of like what Final Fantasy's doing with the. How many is it going to be? 3?
3 with the remakes.
It's a remake of the first game now. No, that's or the Final Fantasy 7, not 7, the first. The original Final Fantasy 7. But like, I feel like all these developers are trying to figure out kind of creative ways to combat this issue of the rising costs, because the costs are just going up, up, and up.
Yeah.
And a sequel to me is more of a gamble, a full
Yes.
Let's say they put a full development cycle in for 5 years. It's already been 3 if they've been working on Hogwarts Legacy 2. Like, it's not going to outsell the first game. Like,
what's so crazy is Highguard. Like,
oh yeah.
Highguard.
Poor Jeff Keighley.
I'll just say that.
I feel like he meant well.
He did. I think he actually enjoyed the game, and he was hyping it up because he did. But you're putting almost the same amount of costs, but even more once the game is launched, because you have to have continual updates with live service. That's the thing they keep chasing. And going back to your point with, like, if you just do a small expansion, like, whether it's twice a year or once a year, the game that has proven to be a success, you're still milking it. You're still bringing people back to it, while also having a separate team building up and working on the sequel, whatever it is. But you still have that constant revenue, because again, Hogwarts Legacy remains in the top 10, at least in the UK, in
and
sales
it's to push people to buy the original game. Like, you're going to have more sales if you're like, oh, this huge new expansion for Hogwarts Legacy just came out. That's going to drive sales of the original game.
Yes.
I don't know if it's just me getting older or what, but I saw our mutual friend Miranda Lorian posting about this the other day too, of like, these days when I hear a game's like 30, 40, 50 hours long, I'm just like, I don't have time. Like, I would get so thrilled if they're like, there's a 10-hour Hogwarts Legacy DLC coming out. It's $20. It's
That's
like
a sweet spot.
Super amazing, story heavy, 10 hours.
Yes.
Built with the system that we've already. And what I mean by system is like the combat, the feel of the game. Like, it's the same game, but now you have a whole new storyline to explore. That's 10 hours worth.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's a huge success. Right away.
I think most of us are in that boat. Like, we can't put in all that time, at least concurrently. Like it would have, it's like Assassin's Creed Shadows, a game I got. Shout out to Ubisoft creator, blah blah blah. But like they sent me an early code and everything, and I did like a couple of like guides and stuff. But I play it, probably put in like 2 to 3 hours max a week, maybe 6 to 9.
Yeah.
I'm at over 102 hours right now in the game, and I haven't finished it. I haven't finished it. But it's just me, I'll do daily stuff and I go in and then that's it. I'm good. Like I'll come back because I can't sit there and do everything and stuff. And I think that's the pace a lot of us are at because life happens, because we have a lot of stuff going on. And I think people, especially companies, want that consistency with their games. It's just, I swear, I don't know who's making the decisions on the games that are coming out because I go back to Highguard. Last week's Wizarding Wednesday was titled "The Hogwarts Legacy MMO Lessons You Can Learn from Highguard," because like from marketing, they were going to shadow drop it. I don't know why he would do that, but they were going to shadow drop it.
Oh yeah,
and then like games being not finished when they launch, and then updates and just overall going back to the concept of the game. Like, yeah, it has this, it kind of separates itself from other hero shooters and, you know, FPS games and stuff, but it's live service has become a bad word.
Right.
It just has. It just has. And you see something that looks similar to everything else, like you're fighting for like retention. The game is retention now. Netflix, they want movies and stuff on their platform. They want WB because retention. Hey, we got DC, we got Harry Potter, we got Lord of the Rings. Like they want the retention. That's the name of the game now. And I'm like, your product, especially as a game, especially a live service game, has to pull people from the current thing that's keeping them occupied. Like it has to.
Yes.
And I don't understand. They keep swinging at it and they keep missing. And like when it comes to, because when we're going to talk about the Harry Potter online MMO game that's currently in development, that's a fear for me with that game. I'm excited. I'm going to play it. But
same.
Who else? Like,
right.
Who else? That's it. Is it going to pull people from Fortnite? Is it going to pull people from Arc Raiders? Is it going to pull people from X MMO and so forth and so on? Like that's a challenge when you go into this type of field. And conceptually, I'm just like, bro, like you have Hogwarts Legacy that's killing it right now. Give us more of that and then work on everything. Like I just, you're already scared to take risk anyway. Like they already said they're going to focus on 4 games, like types of games. WB already said that. So like, why are we exploring other stuff like that? If you're going to do that, like at least be creative with it. So.
And then who knows what Netflix might come in and say and be like, nah,
bro.
Just I've been following all this stuff about like how they assigned no value to the games division. So I'm like, okay, does that mean they're going to sell it off to, if they sell it off, please be somebody who like is passionate about games. PlayStation comes to mind, but I don't know. Yeah. There's like, is there any gaming company these days that people feel really good about? I can't think of many. Maybe it's all complaining.
Maybe Larian. I think Larian.
Oh, I don't know. Did you follow the?
I know. Over that. That's why I said maybe Larian. Maybe
even
Santa Monica.
Obscure devs.
Oh my gosh, they were like through the ringer through the holidays.
Santa Monica. I mean, I guess probably Rockstar.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But everybody's tired of them delaying the game anyway, taking forever to make it. So like, who knows? Shout out to 2 years since joining an amazing community, 24 months Patrona Squad. Shout out to Becky. Thank you so much for the support over there. But yeah, man, it's going to be interesting to see what happens gaming wise, like moving forward with and that's why sweet transition to Hogwarts Legacy 2. That's why I was so excited about what's going on with Avalanche Software. And we've been following their hirings. I'm on like LinkedIn. I'm like looking like, all right, who did they get here? Like, I'm following everything. I was like, who is this? Who is that? And since they announced back in March of 2025, that they were making multiple games. They've expanded. Avalanche Software has expanded. WB's given them a lot of money, and deservedly so, because they've made WB a lot of money. And so now, at least for now, from what I know, they have at least 2 teams who are currently developing a Wizarding World game. One of those games we know is going to be Hogwarts Legacy 2. The other one is the Hogwarts Legacy multiplayer online RPG. At least that's the description they have in the job description when stuff. So in a field, in a job market where people are constantly losing their jobs because of layoffs and decisions by leadership, they're making horrible decisions. We're just going to call a spade. It's cool to see Avalanche Software at least continuously hiring and looking for people and giving people opportunity to pursue their dreams, because you don't go into the gaming field unless you care about gaming and making games. But Hogwarts Legacy 2, speaking of those job listings, recently we were talking about it, myself and Joe Mack, shout out to Support Crow in the chat, about the video capture artist job description. And we had covered it in a video and recently in Wizarding Wednesday. But I want to hear your thoughts, Retro. Likelihood you think of us getting a Hogwarts Legacy 2 trailer in 2026 based off this job listing? What do you think?
I mean, I was leaning toward no, but then as I mentioned earlier before we went live, I was like, wait, it's been 3 years.
Yeah.
And they've been quiet a long time. A long time. The executives have already said it's in development.
Right.
They, even if they didn't say Hogwarts Legacy 2, they have said the sequel to Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could definitely see it being like a little teaser maybe this year. A reveal teaser or something. Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, because you also, I think it was you who said in your video that it could also be for internal stuff. Like
exactly. Yep.
Which is definitely a thing. If they're having to sell Netflix on all this stuff, they might have to show them a progress report of like, here's where we're at, and whether or not they want to change the direction and step in. I know like a lot of companies talk about that with, like PlayStation or Nintendo. Like you got PlayStation and then you got Naughty Dog and then Santa Monica. So like they send stuff to they capture stuff for the folks at PlayStation, and then they might come in and be like, nah, this is not on the right track.
Yeah.
So I could see them having to make something like that for Netflix if that is going to go through. So, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm like super confident in it happening based on that, but it at least tells you there's
something there to capture. Exactly. Right? Yes.
There's a playable
something. Yes. That's the part, like, I don't think I expressed enough in like my past videos. Like, there's a version of Hogwarts Legacy 2 right now, everybody. If you're watching this right now, there's a version of Hogwarts Legacy 2 where they're able to capture gameplay or cinematics for it. Right now, it exists. It is not in the ether. It's not a thought. It's like now it exists, and that's crazy to me because I know how it felt for Hogwarts Legacy, and like, okay, what is this game? What could it be? Like we don't, and so like, I think I'll give an over under. We'll do an over under, and chat. I want to hear your thoughts, and we'll read it off. Over under.
If it was
30. Let's do 45. Let's go 45%. Over under 45% chance.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. We will have a Hogwarts
before the end of the year
trailer before the end of the year. Over under.
I'm leaning over, I think. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. And you know what else I was sitting here thinking about as you were saying that is next year's the TV show.
Yeah.
And they've already said, which we have speculated about for a while, like, what do they mean it's going to be connected? What was the exact wording? Yeah, like connected to it. Like, what are they? Yeah. What are they talking about there? Yeah. Are they just saying like, oh, it's in, they both take place in Hogwarts, or is it like we're going to have callbacks to certain things in the who knows? But I definitely think they're going to try and capitalize on that marketing of all these, of a big year for Harry Potter IP.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe it's even around the time of Back to Hogwarts Day this year, which I think they've already been kind of teasing as like being a big one this year.
Yep.
Which is probably going to be show stuff, so they may not want the game to.
They always do a game though.
They do always. That's right.
They always do a game, but no, I'm with you on the overshadowing. You don't want to like cross pollinate like anything like that
too much. There's like a balance.
Yeah, exactly. In chat, it's mostly over. Support Crow, Becky, Haley, Fantish, Magica, Metatron, White Wolf. Everybody's saying over most of the chat. We do have one under
Britta
Critter and Digi Lena. Two unders actually right there, but I definitely 2027, because that's the 4-year mark now, and that's when you start getting sequels. I referenced earlier in past streams, I think Marvel Spider-Man 2 was about like almost 5 years, 2028 to 2023. But you also had Miles Morales,
a lot to make, didn't it?
But you also had Miles Morales in between, also for that one. So like that, then God of War was 2018 to 2022. Because I think it came out the same year of Elden Ring, the Ragnarok did. Because in 2023 we got the they got Shadow Drop, the not DLC. I think it was not the DLC, whatever it was for God of War Ragnarok, and even Jedi Survivor. It was like a 4-year span, for a little bit over 4-year span there, and so 4.5 years I think is a sweet spot, and so that's directly in 2027. So I'm like, why not get a reveal trailer like this year, Game Awards possibly? Especially again, going back to this job, like for those of you guys unaware, like this job is to capture footage for trailers, for presentations, for social media. Like that's in the description. And so
dude, this is what's gonna be so interesting to see, is if they can. I mean, obviously what they already did was difficult to do, right? But now the next step I feel like is even harder, because can you turn Hogwarts Legacy from a one-hit wonder into a Call of Duty, an Assassin's Creed, that these just like staples that every couple
Witcher, Spider-Man. Yep.
And they're gonna sell. I mean, even like the worst selling Assassin's Creed games, the worst selling Call of Duty games still made
a lot of money.
A ton of money. Like that's the level they're trying to get to now.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be fascinating to see.
And like when we were talking about earlier with the like DLC and stuff, I remember before, like when we were like, okay, when are they going to start working on Hogwarts Legacy 2? Like it was a question, like as soon as the game released, most of us had already had it, content creators wise, had already had it for a good little bit before it released in February. And so we had like played around, we got far, we had the summer update the following year, all that other stuff. But the question was, when are we going to get this sequel, and what is that going to be about? Because that's going to have to carry this momentum. It has to. And my concern was, because I remember talking to some of the people there, not a lot of the people at Avalanche Software, not a lot, but some of the people who I've talked to at Avalanche Software were only there under contract for one game.
Yeah.
And so my concern was, okay, are they going to be able to rehire some of these people? And I'm finding out like guys like Alan 2 is getting a promotion, not Alan 2, Andrew Corum is getting a promotion, like doing other stuff, and other people, I won't throw out too many names, but I'm like, okay, if they can maintain the team, we know we lost a huge one, Chandler. That's a huge loss, Chandler Wood leaving, but Eric is still there, who's the marketing. He just got a promotion. He's going to be running the marketing stuff. So they're hiring community manager now. I actually had applied just to see what would happen. But
anything to report to us?
Nothing yet. I'll let you know.
Feel here.
I'm gonna say I'll let you know if I get denied or not. But
you guys will know if James just stops posting anything Wizarding World. You guys will be like, Okay.
No.
Something just happened.
Like I said, I've been on LinkedIn just trying to like follow the hires and stuff, and seeing who's applied. I was like, "There's no way. There's no way they're bringing it." But the job description wise, I like what we do here every Wednesday.
Oh yeah,
in Discord. I was like, "Oh yeah, that's me right there." But understanding like they got to keep them team. I know Boston's still there. I know Island 2 is still there. I was like, okay, that's a core team, and then the QA stuff. So
Moira,
she's
still there.
She's still there too.
She's been there for
narrative.
So long on the Potter stuff.
Yep. Even with the movies and stuff. So that was my big concern, just like maintaining that crew. Because if they're all there, then I think we
instantly feel a lot better.
Yes. Despite leadership, despite everything that's happened with Netflix, if that core team is still there, especially from the marketing side, I think narratively, mechanically, because Andrew, I think, is going to be helping with combat. I think we're going to be in for a good sequel that can continue this momentum. So it's just going to be boiled down to expectations and kind of either meeting it or telling the community chill, because everybody wants morality. Whenever I talk about Hogwarts Legacy 2, everybody wants
was winning
morality.
Your poll, I think.
Yeah. I think it is. Yeah, morality is like 46% right now on the poll. Everybody wants morality, and I was surprised because it's like it's more than Quidditch. It's more than a lot of other stuff with the side games. And so they have to tell people, no, we're not doing morality, even though, or yes, we have it. Like they have to do that. So again, I think they have the right team installed there for that. But I think come this time next year, the marketing is going to go crazy, because the TV show is releasing in the first quarter of 2027. They already confirmed that like last week or early this week. Like it's coming out between January and April of 2027. And I think that is perfect, because now if it comes out that early and we know both are connected, release Hogwarts Legacy 2 in the holiday season as you intended for the first one, which was supposed to come out in holiday 2022. Do it in holiday 2027 for the sequel. Let's get this party started for 2027 being all about Wizarding World. All about Wizarding World. And so something you said about the connectivity, though, in chat, I need help with this. Is Hogwarts Legacy canon now? If it's connected to the TV show, which is based off the books,
I still think that was just an executive being like,
bro,
I don't think they truly mean,
bro. I'll bring up what they said.
Oh, I remember. I'm just saying, you know how these executives say stuff, and then the person that is actually setting it all up is like, no, you messed that up.
Bro,
I mean, unless they're making it in the time, like the only thing I could see is if they did do like a young Dumbledore,
right?
If we meet him, or if there are certain references to things like, and that's the other thing, like we don't know if it's going to be a straight continuation, like we pick up right where this game left off.
They have to, though, man.
I know
we don't know, but they have to.
I don't know. Because I think that would be really hard to tie it in to Philosopher's Stone if that's what they're trying to do. Weren't you like kind of when this first news came out, you're like, I don't know how I feel about this. Like
I didn't like it.
You don't, I'm kind of the same. You don't want it to be like so heavy handed to where you're forcing them to just fit stuff in that isn't organic.
Yeah. Because narratively with Hogwarts Legacy, narratively, they could do what they wanted. So let's say it was like this, right?
Yeah.
It being connected and tying into the TV show. Now it's slowly going like this because we know the end game. It's just how does it get there? Because I think, same with like Fantastic Beasts, for example, right? I think the movies are canon. I think the Fantastic Beasts movies are canon.
Yeah.
JK had a hand in it. Like, we know she was involved with it. We know she's not really involved with Hogwarts Legacy. But if the execs are talking to the writing teams for both the TV show and the game sequel and saying they need to tie, that's also the decision that would be coming from that. I think JK or her team would have to approve within the Wizarding World, right? Like, I feel like it's something they would have to approve.
It's all part of that port key situation, that agreement.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, I mean, I personally wouldn't say it's canon unless JK says something. I mean, and I don't think she ever said a word about the first game, which maybe that's how they wanted it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm kind of a purist on like the canon stuff, but then I also disagree with JK on Cursed Child. So she says that's canon.
She says that's canon. Yeah. That's
can it just not be?
Yeah. Can it just be a fanfic like everything else? Like,
it's a fun little what if.
Yeah,
I love it.
We got Tom Felton back in there, you know,
I know,
cool and all that other stuff. But like, a Cursed Child, I was like, let's just keep that to the side.
Yeah,
Fantastic Beast.
I feel like some cool nods or tie-ins, like if we do something with the Philosopher's Stone, like I think that's cool. But if it's like you're trying to like force in Dumbledore or
I think Ancient Magic. It has to be Ancient Magic. It's either Dumbledore or Ancient Magic. Those are my top two.
Because you can't add anything new to the Potter storyline.
No.
They can shed more light in the TV show on things that we didn't get as much of, but they better not start inventing stuff and making. Then we're all gonna have a problem because they literally said book lore accurate or whatever.
Accurate, yeah.
So,
I think with obviously Dumbledore is easy because we know he arrives at Hogwarts in like what
they changed the date. Remember?
They did. They did. But he arrived. But somebody looked up the calendar.
Like that's still in the game.
Yeah. But saw like the September 1st date. So they were saying, okay, if it's September 1st and it's around the 1890s. September 1st on a Monday, because it does say Monday. It does end in 1890 in real life. September 1st falls on a Monday.
You know, the guy who's in charge of deleting that was like, you gotta be kidding me. Somebody looked up what day this was.
Because I know I did.
Yeah, the original, was it the original trailer where we saw the 1890 and that's when we're all like,
state of play.
1890.
The state of play. Yeah, the state of play.
That means Dumbledore would be here very soon.
Yeah, 1892. Yeah. So he would arrive in our 7th year. Because
when we originally found out we were 5th year, we're like, ooh, there's your trilogy right there. Years 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah. So he would come, which why, since they announced the connectivity, they were like, are we skipping year 6 and going to year 7 when Dumbledore arrives? Which means the 3rd game would be us outside of the school. And I was like, no, like you have to explain. I think they did so much at the end of the game, the first game, where like we made a decision on Ancient Magic being like true or not, existing, and so many people dying, the ministry being involved, having to be involved now. You skip an entire year and like you recap it via cutscenes. I think underscores or like under promises what we were expecting the sequel to bring after the events of the first game. So I don't think we're skipping, which is why I think it's going to be years 5, 6, and 7. And if they using the sequel to connect it, because we can't have Dumbledore technically in the second one, then I think Ancient Magic is the next thing. And since Ancient Magic, because I talked about this earlier, Ancient Magic kind of sets everything off in the Harry Potter books. Ancient Magic is what protects Harry from the AK curse from Voldemort, which is why now he's the boy who lived. He's the only one that lived, and thus starting everything else outside of obviously the Wizarding War and everything like that. Like Ancient magic plays a huge role. Ancient magic protected Harry when he was with the Dursleys, which is why Voldemort couldn't touch him. Ancient magic was the thing that like protects the school. Like it's a stronghold of ancient magic. Like there's so many things, you know, that talks about ancient magic and what Dumbledore is able to do, and even Voldemort is able to do. And so I just think having a character like us that can use ancient magic is very powerful. Reminds me of the Peverils and stuff in a way. I think you can play around with that narratively and just share and just realize how important ancient magic is. And maybe we have our own version of a sacrifice at the end of the trilogy where we use ancient magic and sacrifice ourselves to protect somebody else and stuff. And I don't know, like just spitballing, but I think ancient magic outside of Dumbledore is the way to connect both of them. I don't want it, but I think that's the best way to do it. Like seriously. So we'll see, man. But like with the sequel, what's like I put it in chat as a poll, but what's a like feature or two that you're like really hoping to see? I know morality is the big one, but like a feature or at least
I'll extend it a bit from morality and just say like it doesn't even like I want the morality system, but it doesn't even have to be that for me. I just want like choices that actually matter. Even if it's not necessarily me like going good or evil, but just a choice that actually affects something in the gameplay. Instead of just the very last decision you make. And I mean, Baldur's Gate is obviously like the gold standard. It's a lot to live up to that. But I think there are plenty of games out there that show how you could do it in a way that, I mean, even Mass Effect did it years ago and did it, I would say, pretty well. Some people's
recently,
end, but
Avowed had elements of that. Outer Worlds 2, like Xbox always with their RPGs. Like I've played all of those, and it was just like, yo, like that'd be cool. I can't remember if Joe could probably back me up. I can't remember if Dragon Age the Veilguard had it and stuff, but even with Fable, recently I did a reaction video to that popped off, and like their morality system, and at least like with choices you make affecting how people view you and stuff, like who wouldn't want to have that in the Wizarding World, bro? Like seriously.
I mean, we cannot have the next game us be cast an AK and nobody care.
Like yes.
There has to
be consequences, bro.
Which was one of my favorite mods. That mod where like the Ministry drops in.
Oh my god,
Unforgivable.
Yeah.
And they just like wreck you, and you're in Azkaban. I was like, this should have been in the game.
That was so well done. Good call. Yeah. I think Avalanche Software knew it, because when Eric even threw it out with the Sebastian Dark Legacy trailer, after we saw the AK in the state of play at the end, where everybody just lost their mind. I remember watching everybody's reaction video.
Right.
Everybody lost their mind when you saw AK.
That was the moment. Yeah.
Yes. That was the moment everybody was like, oh, we can go dark with this. And so like, you can use the unforgivable curses and stuff, but like, it's kind of like surface level. Like the choices felt surface level. Like you had options in dialogue, but it didn't really change how, Melda Reyes looked at you, or like, any of the NPCs really looked at you outside of the major events that happened. And so like, I would love to be viewed horribly sometimes on another playthrough. Like
somebody needs to just clip that. James, I would love to be viewed horribly.
in a sequel.
You're gonna get canceled. Somebody's gonna clip just that.
I didn't do my bad playthrough or Dark Wizard playthrough until like 2 playthroughs later. Because I was playing Hufflepuff, like passive, plants only mostly and stuff. I didn't even learn the curses, unforgivable curses, until like my 3rd playthrough. So like, I want that option, which we have in the first game, but I want that, and it affects everything else. Maybe not even the overall narrative, but it affects how people view you, how people interact with you. Maybe even like how teachers talk to you, how maybe if we're in London and Diagon Alley or anywhere else within the Ministry, like maybe they don't trust you now because you've used it outside of
like it should affect the gameplay somehow to where not necessarily make it harder or easier, but where you go down a different path in some situations based on if you made this choice to use this curse, then when you get here, you can't go about it this way. You have to do. I remember when we were first sitting there playing when we first got our hands on, and we had that little stealth section, you know.
Yep.
I remember being like, "Oh, I'm gonna try not to kill anybody to see if it would like affect anything."
Yeah.
And I had that clip where I petrificus the dude, and he just falls off. I was like, "No, I didn't want to kill him." And I could tell pretty quick, like, "Oh, it's like one of those Uncharted games where Nathan Drake just blowing away hundreds of people, but he's still a good guy, and we're not gonna worry about all those people he killed." But yeah, I do hope there's more with that, because it's just, I don't know. I mean, especially with like the Unforgivables, that's like the most obvious example of where it's, and I think they wanted to do this, and because we can look back at that first trailer and see how much changed. The companions, even the actual dialogue line where he's like, "The choices you make now."
Yes.
Like, the choices. Choices.
Yeah. And like they leaned on that too. Like I remember reading
it was a big part of the marketing.
Vlogs. Yes. Like you're writing this out. You're writing the narrative. Is live the unwritten. All right. If we're living the unwritten, my decisions is going to affect the Wizarding world in some way, shape, or form. And it didn't do it. It was surface level. It was just, you have options, but it really doesn't affect.
And I think they knew they had marketed it that way, because remember Chandler put out that FAQ.
Yeah.
That's when we first found out, like, oh, this clearly says Hogwarts Legacy will not have a dedicated morality system.
Yeah.
Like, oh, no way.
Yeah. That was, I was upset because like I thought we were going to get it, and the more and more, because to me, like I've said it before, I think narratively, I think that's one of the weakest features in the game is the narrative, overall story and stuff. And I think morality plays into it, because again, you don't have that oomph. It doesn't feel like what you did kind of affected you. You're sort of like a surfer. You're riding this wave that started with Isadora and the Keepers and stuff. And now you're jumping on it and you're like, okay, I'm being pulled. Fig found me out or whatever. I don't even know.
I don't even know who I am.
I don't know who I am. I don't know how I know Fig or why he's bringing me here. But anyway, and now we're doing ancient magic. I'm attacked by a dragon. I got to stop this goblin, which I don't know why I should stop him. He's doing bad stuff. He killed a person at the beginning of the game, but like, why is he doing it? Like he felt like he was abused. So I was like, I feel for him, Landrock to a degree, especially goblins in general, because we know the history of how wizards, treated goblins and even elves. And so there's something there where I was like, I get it. Like, I get it to a degree, but like, it didn't matter. Like it was set in stone.
Even the final decision, it kind of just leaves it like, okay, so did anything really change regardless of which way you go with it?
Yeah.
What was the evil one? Because if you're good, you choose to keep the secret, right? Like if you're bad, you
share it with you reveal it to the rest of the world. You let them know that it exists. And I'm like, first of all, I love that concept. Great concept.
Right.
Because I'm like, bro, it was hidden. It was disappeared for whatever reason, which we still don't know. Fig's wife, Miriam, was looking for it, which is how she got the key and everything to what's his name? Who's the first keeper? What's his name?
Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. He should have been Merlin.
I know, yes. But like so like there's this whole thing where it disappeared.
Rackham.
Percival Rackham. Thank you. It disappeared. and now it's making like its comeback. We're finding ancient magic hotspots everywhere, which is how we extend our ancient magic abilities and stuff like that. Like, okay, it's starting to come up, and now at the end of the game, are you going to tell more people about it, or are you going to keep it secret? And I'm like, yo, the keepers kept it secret, thus, aka they're called the keepers. What happens if I make this decision? I was sweating when I first made the decision.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, like, what do I do? And then, like, once you make the decision, either one.
Yeah, it's like
Fig is like, well, I think you should do this. I think and it kind of just goes back to just a single narrative thread line. I'm like, no, I was worried for nothing. Like,
yeah.
I was like, so I just think, like, especially moving forward, because again, we both agree the premise is awesome.
Right. Yeah.
You can't skip that now.
Yep.
You have to continue. Like, my pitch has always been, oh, the ministry now is like looking at you like you're a nuclear weapon. Like, it's an arms race now. Like, we can use you against other nations. We can use you against other people, or there's somebody corrupt within the ministry who wants to use you for whatever
I mean, just look how they were with Harry, and he wasn't even as
powerful.
Anywhere near as powerful as us.
No, exactly.
We're like Dumbledore powered up with something,
with Grindelwald or something. I don't know,
right.
Like, you know, with Voldemort, with people casting AK. I don't know, but like, I just think, like, bro, like, yeah, choices have to matter. I think that's the big thing. Whether it is a morality system and there's like obvious change in how people view you, or even physical appearance, like in the old Fable games and stuff. I think a lot of people want to play as a dark wizard. I just do. I know there's dedicated people who won't want to do that, but a lot of the big streamers, a lot of the big content creators had fun just trying that out, and was surprised that you were able to do that, because you never saw Harry do it. You never saw a good guy use Unforgivable Curse. You never, like, you really, well, not, I'm lying, because Harry did use it, but
toward the end,
yeah, but like, it wasn't as prominent, because, you know, it's a big deal, and I felt like it wasn't a big deal using it in the game, because, like,
you have to mean it.
Yeah, you have to. Yes,
we're just like
yes,
filled with hate.
Yes,
AK.
yes. Like, it has to mean something, and there's so many ways where you can play around with it. I just hope we get something like that. So I totally
even
agree,
if it was like the old like, did you ever play the Infamous games?
Oh yeah,
like, I love those games, and that's like a very kind of basic. If you just wanted to do it strictly like good evil,
yeah,
and even the old Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh my gosh, yes, another Xbox one. Yes.
So it's like there's too many games. Mass Effect, another one, where you have it actually affect you, to where you should be able to draw from that and figure out how to make it work. Even if it is a very, like, I would consider Infamous a very because you know, the more you open up the systems, the more complicated it gets, right? Like Baldur's Gate will forever be looked at as like because of just how many
massive
permutations, is that the right word?
Or I feel like branching narratives that come from
exactly. And like, just how many possibilities there were. So like, I don't know that it's reasonable to expect something like that, but that shows what's possible, right? And in a game with lore and story as rich as the Wizarding World, you got to have more than just what was there and have it not affect anything. But Joe mentioned earlier, this was like forever ago, but I saw this comment, and it's been in the back of my mind, of like, he was saying, how much marketing does Hogwarts Legacy 2 really need? And that's what I'm like, how do you think? Because we know better than anybody, the hype for that game was
it was everywhere.
Just like, and it just built. We could feel it, because we were there throughout the first leak all the way up to when it released. Like, it just kept building and building.
I mean, it showed the on delay our
almost right.
It showed
the
on
delay
the
almost helped it go to a fever pitch even more.
It did.
So like, how do they now with the sequel? What do they have to do to be like? Because I mean, I think it's a losing battle to try to say we're going to outsell the first game. I just
no.
I just don't think it. I mean, I'd love for it to happen, but I think you should like want to try to make it, like I was saying earlier, to where Hogwarts Legacy can start to become that kind of household name for gaming, to where it's like a franchise, and where you know that like every couple of years there's a Hogwarts Legacy game that's coming out and it's going to be a big time seller. So how do they do that? I'm sure they've spent many marketing hours trying to figure this out, because it is like they're obviously going to be able to capitalize and try to use some of the momentum from the TV show. But then they also have to be careful with the MMO. Like they don't want to split, which I think the MMO, I don't know if you're ready to move to that conversation yet. I think the MMO is like way out.
Yeah.
I think we'll get Hogwarts Legacy 2 well before that one. Unless they do like unless they try to release it in like beta, you know, and get people to come on board.
Yeah. Like, no, we'll get to the MMO, because I really want to answer that question, the marketing one. I don't think the MMO is coming until the earliest 2030. I think that's the earliest.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But marketing, I think I've said this before in chat. Like, feel free, like, what do you think Hogwarts Legacy 2 marketing wise needs to do to show that, hey, like, we're on our A game, we're out here to give the fans what they want, and also like exceed what Hogwarts Legacy 1 did, even though that's not the expectation. Like, I mean, rarely do you have a Red Dead 2 where it just like triumphs and does better than the original one. Like, you rarely have that sometimes. But I think in order for Hogwarts Legacy 2 marketing wise, I think they need a lot of marketing. And here's why. They have to separate themselves from the first game. They have to show it's not just the same game.
Yeah.
They have to show that. And so I think it's going to take a while to convince people of that. Yeah. While also showing the stuff you loved in the first game, Hogwarts, the teachers, the characters, Sebastian, showing, hey, they're all back, but we're not just like reskinning and doing something like similar.
That's a good point, especially for all the like, I'm not going to call you casuals, but for all the people who who weren't gamers and who bought were like, oh, I'm getting a PlayStation just for
the first time. Yep.
You have to reach those, at least some of those people again. That's a good point, because if they just think, oh, it's Hogwarts Legacy again. Yeah. Like, I already played that.
Yep.
Like you have to do enough to make it feel distinct and new and not just something that they hop back into. Yeah, that's a good point.
I think locations is going to be the big one. Everybody, okay.
Locations. That's good.
Yeah, we've done the Scottish Islands. All right, we're good there. Like, seriously, we're good.
We need
way
more Merlin trials, is what you're saying.
Be quiet. No Avalanche software. No, please. I'll take Merlin, but not Merlin trials. No. So I think locations. I think new spells. You have to show that in the marketing. I think new characters.
Oh, new spells, yeah.
Yeah, new spells, new characters, whether it's a new companion or a new guide type person who's also bad, like
who's gonna be our Fig,
yeah. But yeah, exactly. Or even show who's going to be our guide now. Is it Professor Weasley now? Like, you have to show that. Because a lot of people did like Fig. A lot of people like Fig. I think even though it felt kind of weak sometimes to me, I think the payoff at the end with his passing did kind of impact a lot of people. I watched a lot of reactions where people were crying when it did happen to him. So I think they did a good job like selling that Fig is this awesome person, this loving person, this fatherly person, this mentoree. So maybe having someone like that again, like a Dumbledore for Harry, but now maybe play on some of the aspects which I loved, which was, oh, I thought this person was good, he's bad. Or I thought this person was bad, i.e. serious,
dude,
he's good.
Yes. It was the game was definitely missing the story type twists that we're used to from.
Yes.
And we talked about that. We've talked about this, but like how they probably had to play it a little more safe. And that's probably why they couldn't use the founders, because they were a little bit unproven. Now that they're proven, I feel like they should be have a lot more freedom.
What's this Troy?
The Combat or Troy Levitt?
Troy Levitt.
Oh,
Troy Levitt. Because I remember it was either a comment on my video or he was in the chat during my live stream. And he had said, think about it like this. And it was a great analogy. It's a sandbox. And WB games, i.e. Portkey games, is like, okay, your last game you put out was like Cars 3.
Right. Yeah.
So we're like, we'll give you some toys to play with, but we don't know if you can properly play with these toys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you giving a kid, like, I'm not going to give them my Ronin Warriors or my vintage Ninja Turtle toys. I'm not going to give my sons that to play with when they're like 2 or 3 because they're going to break it. But when they get old enough to play with it, then you're like, okay, they're more responsible. We know what they're capable of. Now you get access to the full toy chest, to the sandbox. And I think that's exactly what's going on here. Because I was like, you cannot tell me the keepers are not the founders. Like, you can't tell me that. You cannot tell me 4 people. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's there. So I think they're going to have access to the entire toolbox now because it made them money. And it's just what they want to do with it, because now going back to the tie-in, you kind of don't want to be kind of like held down by the expectation of seeing these recognizable characters.
Right.
There's a do your own thing. Exactly. There's a freedom in kind of creating your own characters and selling the Wizarding World and these diehards or these casuals on these new characters, which I think they nailed with the professors just starting there. Like Professor Sharp, Professor Hecat, Professor Garlic, like,
and their backstories. It was like all that was fleshed out.
Well done. So well done. And I was like, yep, I buy them as being professors at Hogwarts during this time period in the Wizarding World. I buy it. And so I think that was such a strength, which is why I was even more upset about the narrative, because the backstories and how fleshed out they were. I was like, why can't that be us? Why don't we have a backstory? But I just think with the full fleshed toolbox, I think they can use it with the locations. I think they can use it with the spells. I think they can use it also with kind of pulling from lore now, because they can do what they want now with lore, because this is a time period that really isn't as explored from canon.
Right.
So they have a lot of room to play with. And so it's just going to be what they want to pull from, what nods they want to give, but what's going to stick with this overall story, I think, which is important. So I have so many theories, and like I just want to write them all down and put them out on a video. I was like, I just got to space this out. Like, if
I know it's so hard right now too, because it's like once we got that first trailer, even that first leaked trailer, like then like we can go. We can go for years once you give us like a little something. But they've said so little. Oh, they said nothing. Basically.
They haven't said
that we don't anything. Like, you don't even know where to begin with speculation other than just like trying to piece together and say, oh, well, we're gonna jump off here from the first game. And which I think they'd be very smart to use a lot of the same, because the core system, and what I mean by that is like the gameplay, the feel of the game.
Oh yeah,
pretty much universally loved. Like, everybody's on board with that. The way the combat feels, like obviously we want more spells, we want more enemy variety, we want all that kind of stuff, more complex puzzles and more complex enemies and bosses, those types of things. Like the core system is there, so we can at least like start with that. But then until we know, you're talking about the sandbox and all that, until we know how big their sandbox is this time, it's like, oh, I want to start making theories and all that again, because I was thinking back to some of our videos of like, I mean, we would speculate about how many magical creatures will be in Hogwarts Legacy, what locations will we see in Hogwarts Legacy, which I'm still like, I get the itch every now and then to make like more speculation videos, but it just like, it doesn't fit with my current channel. So I've thought about starting another channel where I just do Wizarding World stuff all the time.
Bro, just to scratch that itch, man. Just to scratch
I know.
that itch.
But then I'm also like, it is a game as long as it releases. Like for those who don't know, I mainly do like Switch 2 content now, which I cover like games other than just Nintendo stuff. Which so they, you know, I expect it will be on the Nintendo platform the next game.
For sure,
so
for sure.
It's like I could still cover it.
For sure.
I just couldn't cover it as in depth without it. YouTube stuff that you guys don't care about, but James will appreciate of like splitting your audience too much.
Yeah.
It's funny. Like I went like the reason I kind of pivoted back to Nintendo is because that's like before Hogwarts Legacy, it was Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing, yeah.
It did so well.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, let's sort of go back to the Nintendo, which Harry Potter is very family friendly too. So it all fits together. Yeah. But man, I do get the itch. That's why I'm glad you invited me to be on, so I could talk about this and get my theories out, my discussion out without having to make videos on it.
Like outside of talking to chat, like I don't know, like Sue's just like, well, just make a video about it. Like I was like, she's like, what are you thinking about? Like Sue's just like, she sees the gears turning and stuff. And I'm sitting quiet.
Because your channel, you're starting to get traction now doing other things too. So it's like
other games,
you can't be as all in on
no,
it's so tricky.
I can't. But I feel like I might have like found a sweet spot by being able to do it only on Wizarding Wednesdays.
There you go.
And
for
stuff,
the lives.
But for the lives. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Yeah. But
it is going to be so different without Chandler this time. Joe was mentioning earlier how they did such a great job with community stuff, which we're obviously biased on that since we were involved with all of it. But it was like they really did, man, because they saw the people who were truly excited for the game.
Yeah.
And who cared about this world, like I'm not gonna say more than anybody, but more than a lot of people. Like they could see our passion. So they did do a great job with that, which I'm sure they'll do a good job with that again.
I just hope they pull like another like me, who's a small channel, to do like a co-host, community host for a gameplay showcase. Like, I feel like there's possibly like 2 or 3 channels out there now who's like, hey, I want to cover Hogwarts Legacy, I'm a Harry Potter fan, like bring in somebody like that and do that. Because like at the time, especially when they brought me and like Ben and even Lynette and even like flying all of us out to these events, like we weren't huge channels at all. Like we were not big, and it was just, I think they appreciated the consistency, but it also goes back to Chandler having his ear to the ground. And I said it when he sent me his not his resignation level, but his goodbye to the community. I had said like Chandler did such a great job having his ear to the ground, and I saw it firsthand when I was there, because he's like, all right, I gotta go work, I gotta like look at stuff, and he would spend hours reading subreddit threads. He would spend hours reading Twitter, spend hours reading comments in videos, your videos, my videos, Lynette's, you know, Andy, Miranda, like everybody's. Just like he was just reading comments and he was taking notes. And like even to the extent where he would bring those notes and he was like, hey, for this showcase, let's do this because they're talking about this now, which is why the Dark Legacy trailer happened, because everybody wanted to see more of the dark stuff, which is
why we got the jump.
Yes, bro. Yes. And
still so, like, a video that I never expected to take off like it did,
bro. I remember when you posted it,
I was like,
because it was such a good thumbnail.
What is happening?
It was it was just the image, and it just says jump. I was like, this thing popping off, but like they knew
that was the tweet. That was the post.
That was it. They understood the community and knew what we wanted. It's just it's going to be hard. Like
it's like stuff like that. It's hilarious how long I like, that's one of those things that it couldn't have been intentional. They probably didn't even realize, wait, we haven't showed the character jump yet. That's true. We haven't.
They probably
let's keep it a secret. And now let's make it like a big reveal. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Who is that? Damia celebrate 42 months. My gosh. Patrona Squad can't join Wednesday much now, but I love these deep dives. Thank you so much. Let me get Netflix and gifts in the chat.
You do wonder, like, if the Netflix thing goes through. So this is kind of one of the downsides of when you make a lot of money, like it's great, but then all of a sudden you have way more people involved.
Yeah.
You get way more eyes on you, way more scrutiny.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, if this is the kind of money we're talking, then we're going to need to approve all of this.
Yeah.
And if this is which speculation, we don't know what happened with the documentary. But things like the documentary, it's like, why wouldn't I feel pretty confident like if that was just up to Avalanche, like that would have been out. And yet it never happened.
Yeah,
so it's like what
we have theory. Me and Retro have shared our theories just amongst each other.
This up every time.
I mean, I'm not going to say what you said, but like we have theories as to like why it didn't happen, why we don't have the documentary, and yeah, like you said, if Avalanche had the choice, if it was up to Avalanche, it would have been out. It would have been out. So we'll just leave it at that.
Well, even like I was talking to you before we went live, like the job I'm in now, there's a lot more people involved. So everything is like has to go through certain approvals and things that I would do on my own channel in an hour now takes weeks for me to get somebody to approve, and then they may not approve it, or they may have a change, and then they may. So my point overall is like that. Who knows what happened with the documentary? But overall, my point is like when you make this much money, then you got way more eyes on you.
Yeah.
That surely they will look and see what a great job they did and be like, oh yeah, Eric, run the show. You got this. Yeah. But you just never know when like you're bought by a whole new company. They may be like, nah, that's not how we do things. Everything you do, we have to approve. Or how many approval steps are you going to introduce? Basically?
Because they restructured before the Netflix thing. When they closed down all the studios, it was either 2020. It was either 2024. No, it's 2025. It was last year. When they shut down all the studios, they had restructured the leadership and within WB Games because David Haydad, I think, was fired, but officially he stepped down. He stepped down. And Joe Perret or something like that.
JB. I don't know what it stood for.
Perret. Yeah, he stepped in and he's basically like president of WB Games until like they find somebody. I think he's overall now, but now these four pillars, Harry Potter, DC, Lord of the Rings, and like God of War, not Lord of the Rings, Mortal Kombat,
Game of Thrones.
There we go. GOT. Those four pillars, they have like a studio head who was promoted now being responsible for like those IPs. So all
in the gaming, right?
Yeah, within the game,
which we think is Alan.
No.
Or would it be somebody more like Moira?
No. It's another studio head from another studio because John Blackburn is the studio head at Avalanche.
Right. Yeah.
And so like I don't even know if Alan has to pitch it to John, and then when John receives it, he has to pitch it to the person who's overseeing like Harry Potter and I think Game of Thrones, and then they have to pitch it up higher. And everybody's forgetting just within WB Games and WB, you have this branch off also with the Wizarding World people as well. With the red tape, with who they can use, making sure it lines up with canon, it makes sense within the Wizarding World. Because I will keep telling this story.
I remember you saying this.
I remember, man, I'm sitting there during the gameplay showcase, we're recording. And it took us like a good little bit to record all this stuff. I think it was like 3 takes or whatever. But Eric Martin, marketing manager, had his phone on the entire time. And it was a conference call. The entire time we were filming. We took a break in between when he came back and filmed some more. But the entire time we filmed all 3 of the sessions, he was on a conference call. And it was with people who worked for J.K. Rowling, just to make sure what we're saying, what we're sharing, how we're talking about it fit within the Wizarding World. And so he would come back after every take. He was like, all right, make this shorter. Maybe don't say this. maybe elaborate on this. Like, this is just from the Wizarding World. Yeah. Then once they edit it and all this other stuff, they have to get it localized. They have to send it to the WB. They have to send it to the marketing department. How they're going to pitch this? They have to make the graphics for it. Like, there's a lot of red tape just within the Wizarding World, because I remember it from Wizards Unite, and I remember even from Magic Awakened, and how they WB had to work with NetEase, then had to work with the Wizarding World, then had to work with WB. Like, it was just a whole thing. So like you said, like, it's going to be interesting to see if Netflix shakes it up in regards to,
because now you're bringing in somebody else.
Yeah, now you're bringing in somebody else who really isn't familiar with it. Netflix really isn't in gaming.
They associated no value to what is included in their purchase.
And I was trying to clear that up. I was like, I'm not necessarily saying it's worthless, but honestly, they are saying it's worthless, because if it had value, they would have incorporated it within the plan of taking over WB. It would have added it to the overall value of the purchase of WB, and they didn't, because they didn't deem it necessary, because they didn't think its value was big enough for it to affect the overall value of WB as a whole, WB Games. And so, like, technically, he said no value, but like, that's not how it's structured. But it's
and just to be clear, that's gaming division, not Wizarding World. Wizarding World, obviously,
as
everybody sees the dollar signs with that.
But as a whole, the WB Games branch, that umbrella, like, I'm still like glass half full with the WB Netflix thing. I've heard like pros and cons for both Paramount and Netflix, but like, at this point, it's going to be Netflix. And at this point, I'm just like, all right, we'll wait and see, man.
It's like, I hope the best for like Avalanche, because it's like we've finally found a developer who I mean, they're made up of fans mostly, who cares about this world and they made one fantastic game in it. We assume they can make many more.
Yeah.
So it's like, please don't somebody screw this up of like coming in and being like, okay, we're shutting all the games divisions down. There will always be more Wizarding World games, no matter. I mean, that's just going to keep happening. But it's like, there could be somebody who comes along and it's like, oh, we're closing all the studios down. And then the IP you have to figure out, like, sort of like what Disney's doing now. Like, they don't have their own studios anymore. They
sell it.
Yeah, they like do individual games who I don't know how it works if the companies go to them with a pitch, which WB, even if you remember when what's David Zaslav was talking about, like, that they're going to be looking into that. I don't think they're looking into it anymore, but they were looking into like licensing the IP. So like, where, you know, EA can make a Harry Potter game, Activision can make a Harry Potter game, Nintendo, if they have a good enough pitch, could make a Harry. So who knows? Like, you just don't know what will happen when these billions of dollars are on the table here,
affecting every decision. The money affects every decision they're making.
Yep. So it's really like, I feel good about Hogwarts Legacy 2 seeing the light of day.
Yeah.
Generally how their vision for it. I feel like, because this whole Netflix thing, I mean, that's going to take, or what are they saying? Next year's when they're targeting? Or this year?
It was either late this year when they were finishing, sometime next year.
Yeah. So anything, surely Hogwarts Legacy 2 is well into development, maybe even getting somewhat close to the finish line. You would hope they're not going to come in and be like, oh, okay, all this stuff's, but like anything after anything beyond that, the MMO,
that's what
online game, like, they will definitely have a say in the future,
if they're going to keep going. And that's a great transition, because like, that's something I think even Joe was talking about Support Crow. It was like, okay, I don't think Hogwarts Legacy 2 could be affected if let's say, God forbid, they shut it down. But the MMO, since they're still hiring, they're still like at the ground level of this game.
Right.
it's not costing them that much now to shut it down because they're not that far into it, even though, you know, they announced they were hiring for it a year ago, almost a year ago now, in March of this year. But like, I don't want to think about it, but they could, and they would be allowed to do it. They did it with the Wonder Woman game, which everybody was excited about. They did it with Multiverses. They cut half of Rocksteady, you know, after what happened with Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. Like, it just keeps going.
Like, even if they decided to, I'm just kind of playing this out in my head. Like, let's say they decide we don't want to be in gaming. We're going to sell off the studios. There would definitely be people interested in Avalanche, but then it's like, what does the process look like for them getting to continue in the wizarding world versus having to make something else? Because the wizarding world is 100% staying with whoever buys WB. That's locked in. So if they then start selling off studios, they would have to negotiate something to be able to make
a Harry Potter game,
make Wizarding World games at that point.
And the thing is, with that type of deal, WB takes no risk. They just make profit because same with Disney when they using Insomniac, for example, with the Marvel Spider-Man and the Marvel Wolverine and even Venom game and possible X-Men games coming. I think it was Luke Steves was talking about it. I think Disney gets a 30% of that income for every game sold.
And you don't put up any of the costs.
Don't put up any of the costs.
Yeah.
No publishing, no development, no marketing, nothing. You just sit there 1 week, let's say once a month. Hey, we got our Insomniac check for Marvel Spider-Man 2. Hey, we got our what's another one? Marvel Rivals check from NetEase and stuff. Like, all these Marvel games, Disney is not making any of it, and they're just making money off of it.
Yeah.
And I know it's the same for Lucasfilm with Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, a great game, by the way, from Machine Games. The Avatar game was the same way as well by Ubisoft. Disney, 30%. Each game sold. And I think it's smart from a revenue stream type way because no risk. You just have income. You're cutting cost while also upgrading your income. It makes sense. And that's why Zaslav was into it, and that's what I'm scared of. Like, that's the big thing I'm scared of.
There's been both sides of it.
Like,
we've seen very good examples of it, like you were just talking about.
Bad.
Then we've seen, like, Spider-Man's obviously one of the best examples. The Star Wars, like the Jedi Survivor and Fallen Order game. But then you have like Gollum, Lord of the Rings. It's like,
bro.
Oh man.
But
so you want to avoid those situations.
Because financially, because I said this when they announced it. I said, because we saw it with Discovery when they bought Warner Brothers.
We've been through a couple of these situations now.
When I created the channel, I've been here when AT&T bought out WB. I forgot who was in between AT&T.
That was a big.
And I forgot who was in between AT&T and Discovery. And now I'm watching Netflix do it. Like, Warner Brothers would have been sold 4 times since I created the channel, like in 2018, 2019. 4 times it would have been sold, possibly, which is crazy. But anyway, my big thing was, especially with it being sold, it just makes the most sense doing it. And if they're really Discovery and now with Netflix, they have to recoup all that money that they spent buying the company. And so a way to recoup those losses that they made, because they're anticipating getting those losses back because of the brand, a way to do that is to cut costs.
Start selling things.
Cut costs. And so, like, that's something I've always had in the back of my mind, because we saw it with Discovery when they shut down the studios, when they weren't doing certain, when they cut down some of the TV shows, production on TV shows, productions on even some of the movies. They gutted the DCU, EU, which was which was fine because it wasn't doing anything, but still, like they did a lot of stuff because in the vein of cost cutting. And so like I'm just, when Netflix gets it, they spent over what $82 billion now, or whatever it is. They have to recoup that $82 billion or whatever the actual money is.
And you don't spend that unless you think you're going to make it
exactly
tenfold,
exactly. So I'm just like, bro, it's scary. But
I was kind of surprised with the whole no value on the game thing, because Netflix has been trying to kind of break into the games industry for a while. I feel like
they have.
That you were articulating it well, as saying like it's not saying it has no value at all, but because it's what it makes you wonder is like, once they get it, if they don't think it has any value, are they just immediately going to try to get rid of it?
That's what
or
I'm
are they
saying.
just going to be like, oh, it has we're shutting it down? Like, you don't know,
but that's the thing also. That's a double-edged sword. Okay, no value means possibly they could sell it to get money, but also they're not really losing anything because it wasn't in the overall value the first place.
Yeah.
So like, you know, it's a double-edged sword. Like, we got this free thing over here that doesn't really have any value. We'll sell it and we just get plus income. That could happen, but also it's not really hurting us because we didn't really bring us anything. So I don't know. Like, it's
and because they're, when they look at the financials for WB Games, it looks horrible.
Yeah.
Because of the flops.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't. Oh yeah. You don't just look at, oh, Hogwarts Legacy $1 billion, Avalanche Software, great work. No. It's like the whole line is like they're just seeing the number,
especially 2024.
Yeah.
They lost over 400 million. Yeah. They've lost over 400 million with Suicide Squad and Multiverses, and even Quidditch Champions,
which is still going, isn't it?
Which is still,
I'm like, how is that game still going? I don't want to jinx anything, because maybe we don't want people who still enjoy it. I mean, I love it. I think it's a great game.
We talked about it last week. We talked about it last week. It's one of those games where it's good. It's a fun, well-made game. It just had no marketing to it. It had zero marketing to it. Because like I was saying, I was like, why didn't you hit any of us up? They didn't reach out to none of us until like close to release. They would give us like a little bit of early information and stuff, but like,
and we had some big views right around when it came out too.
When it came, you had that like 100K live stream.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, like, why have they not hit up any of us?
Yeah,
we want this game to succeed. Ben is making tips videos and stuff about it, like breaking down everything.
Yeah,
like
we tried.
We tried, but they had no marketing. They had no support, which I think it was doomed to fail, because they announced it in June. They did the reveal trailer in June, and then that's also when they announced the release date, and then it released September 2nd, I think, or whatever it was. So it was like two months, you know, hearsay, basically 2-3 months to promote it. I was like, wait, what? Like, that's not how they did Hogwarts Legacy. That's definitely not how they did Wizards Unite or Magic Awaken.
And I also think it was hurt by the fact that it wasn't a, like, remember how the original Quidditch World Cup, like, you had the whole career modes and everything you could go through, to where like I could buy it and know that, I mean, I can pop it in right now and play it. Whereas whenever this game is done, you can't go back and play it, which is really a shame, because the core gameplay, like, of how they design Quidditch, I think is so good.
It's so good. It's so
maybe they can take that tech and what they built and use it in like the MMO or whatever, because I almost feel like Quidditch is going to have to be
a part of something,
relegated to like the mini game or just part of something else bigger, because it's not enough on its own, unless you're putting out like if it was more like a one-off, like not meant to be a live service, but designed more like a Quidditch World Cup, to where it's like a $20-$30 game of like, you get to go through all the modes, all the World Cup. It's not only online,
all the nations and stuff.
Then maybe you could make more money on it, because I mean, I'm sure they're still sinking. I mean, I assume they're still like, I know the servers are still up. I have no idea what the
we checked the
situation
concurrent
is like in terms of development. Like,
we
if there's
checked the
people still
concurrent level last Wednesday actually, and they were at like 35-40 people on Steam. But I think it did most of its selling on PlayStation anyway. So
yeah,
like
it was PlayStation Plus that
yeah,
first month even.
Yeah. But that's
Should
why
we talk about the MMO a bit?
Yeah. So jumping to the MMO, what do you know? What do you like? What do you know about it? Because I know I've been trying to report on stuff, but like,
oh yeah, I've been following all your stuff with the the people they're hiring, the World of Warcraft, the Destiny experience, a couple of like Blizzard, right? That are on there.
Yeah.
But the head guy, didn't he work on Destiny? I think
Destiny 2.
Yeah,
he worked on Destiny. Jared Burbach, game director. Yep.
Which is like, I mean, I've told you before, like I love Destiny back in its heyday, and they did so. Like that game, they did so many things wrong, but especially early, they got so much right. Like that game was so fun for such a long time. They just
Bungie,
the mistakes.
Man.
They made a lot of mistakes. Maybe got too big, too fast. I don't know what happened exactly, but
I love
Bungie. Like I'm one of those people who loved the first game, even in its early state. And a lot of people talked about how bad it launched, but they fixed that stuff so quick.
They were on it, bro.
And then in Destiny 2, they took a lot of it away. And I hung around a while in Destiny 2, but then kind of fell off. So yeah, I've been plugged in with all the hires and stuff. And like I think Joe was saying earlier, like, is it even an MMO? We don't truly have it confirmed that it's an MMO, but I mean, I think Destiny is like a really good example of what it's probably going to be, except third person.
I thought that until the recent hire of the like head
the mobile one, right?
Yes.
Oh, I was watching when you were talking about that. And I was like, oh no.
When I saw, like, again, I'm playing this day one. I will be hyping this game up because I want to play a game in the Wizarding World with everybody.
It's like, did
outside
you
of
try
Magic
Awakening?
I know. Like
that was the mobile.
This. Yeah, that was the mobile angle. But anyway, I think it's going to be like League of Legends. I think it's going to be like League of Legends Wild Rift,
which is very popular. I'm
popular.
Saying because I'm not into that. What is that called? A MOBA?
Yeah.
I've never played one of those, so I don't.
He also, Jared Burbach, game director, worked on that as well. He worked on the mobile version of the game, and so now, this is just speculation based off of a position that was filled within the team that is currently making the online multiplayer RPG, which they've shortened it now with some of the people who have been hired now just have new or untitled or multiplayer RPG or online RPG. So like they don't have the whole online multiplayer RPG. They just either have online RPG or multiplayer RPG. So I think I'm of two minds. I think there's a good chance it will be a MMO just based off of the hires. But when I saw the mobile thing and then understanding where Jared came from, Travis Day, who's like a senior producer or whatever, also coming from Riot Games. There's a lot of people from Riot Games, which makes the League of Legends and even Valorant.
Oh yeah, Valorant, which is first person.
So like, I don't know what to think of this now. Like, I don't know, because I was so sold, especially when with the lead game designer. I was like, oh yeah, Colin Vorath. I think
like third person Destiny, I'm in,
bro.
But if it's like League of Legends, ooh. But as you said that, you know what I was thinking? They might want to make sure that they make it distinct from Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
To where it's clear that this is like a totally different value proposition. This is a totally different experience. And what better way to do that than have a whole different perspective of where whatever the League of Legends perspective is called, where it's kind of like that sort of top down.
Yeah.
Oh man. I hope it's more third person.
Bro, I do not want that top down thing. I don't. It's going. What Hogwarts Legacy and I think the hook.
It cut out for a second.
Oh, I'm sorry. What Hogwarts Legacy and what the Wizarding World has offered gaming wise for people is the dream of going to Hogwarts. Say what you want about being able to do AK, being able to go out and explore, all those things, something they were very proud of and pushed. But there was a reason the first gameplay showcase was a tour of Hogwarts, was character creator, and was the introduction of combat. Because those are the big things people want. Non-gamers, Harry Potter fans want Hogwarts and to put yourself in Hogwarts. Gamers, hardcore gamers, want to see the combat be good. And I just think with this online aspect, you lose that, I think, when you have that top-down type style, because now it's just more strategy, it's more competitive.
Oh, yeah.
It's more, and that is not the Wizarding World audience at all. You saw it, because you saw it with Quidditch Champions. Quidditch Champions had a little competitive aspect to it.
Right.
And a lot of that turned some people off. Even the art style turned people off.
They need to lean way more into the collaborative multiplayer than the competitive, for sure.
Yes.
Which is what one of the things back to Destiny, like I have never experienced a raid until I played Destiny. And there is nothing like going through a game with 5 of your friends to like overcome this. Oh, I think I might be. Am I cutting out?
You just cut out like 1
okay
second.
It might be my internet or something, I don't know.
Okay,
but like there's nothing like that feeling of teaming up with a group of 5 friends and like overcoming this insurmountable challenge.
Yeah.
So you might lose some of that if it's not in that style. They also need to study Magic Awakened, which is a game that both you and I love.
Yes,
I still play.
So do I.
I forget. I'm like on some African server that I think I'm in
Australia. Nah, it might be an Australian one. I forgot the name of the server. But yeah, I still play.
But like that was such a good system, and it had a lot of the collaborative stuff. But they need to study what went wrong with that, because they pulled the plug on that quick in America. Must have bombed hard. Whereas like Hogwarts Mystery still going here.
Still going.
Doing well.
Yeah.
So what was it about that game that did not? I mean, first of all, it wasn't on console and PC.
Yes.
So that's a big one. In America, it wasn't on PC.
Yeah.
So that's one thing we know they're gonna remedy. This seems to be on.
I think the card system also, because like Balatro as well. Like I think that RPG-ish battle system card using type scenario, that's huge in the Asian Pacific market. It's huge over there. Like there's a reason Yu-Gi-Oh pops off over there, and like Magic and just in general, like is like huge over there. So I think that's a regional type game, and why I think it didn't work, even though the collaborative efforts, going to class, we can go to class together and answer, quizzes. We can go in the common room and hang out, the dancing and stuff like that. Like, bro, so
and the story, there's a lot of good story stuff in that game,
and the characters like so good. And so like again, like you said it perfectly, lean more into the collaborative effort, not the competitive efforts.
Oh yeah,
and that was something also Wizards Unite did so well. And I hope they pull, especially from a RPG MMO standpoint, because you had the classes in Wizards Unite. You had the professor class, you had the aura class, you had the magizoologist class. The magizoo were your tanks. The auras were your glass cannons. And then your professors were kind of your support, but also kind of like be able to do everything type builds and stuff. But they did it in a way where it made sense because, you know, it's a game, but it fit the Wizarding World and some of the perks and the foes you would go against. I think if they lean into that, especially with first person or even just with an MMO build, I think you could have a lot of fun in, because MMOs are still niche. They're still very niche, but if made well, could bring in a good continuous revenue stream, a good dedicated audience, just because it's Wizarding World and MMO. And I think you can explore lore by bringing in creatures we haven't seen really in film or in gaming. You can bring different types of nationalities in this as well. Yes, careers. Yes, within the ministry and everything. So I just think there's a lot of stuff you can play around with.
I'm gonna show off my souvenir that I got when I went to the new Wizarding World.
Oh,
you like
clean.
that?
Oh my gosh. So
look at the back of it too. They like got the ministry.
Bro.
And then there's a little.
I love that.
I saw it before we even went, and I was like, "That's my souvenir that I'm taking back." Is that one? But awesome. There were some comments in the chat, good comments about monetization is obviously going to be key for this, because that was a big. If you were really into the dueling, there was a huge pay to win mechanic there. I kind of took pride in trying to see how far I could make it without spending any money.
Yeah.
But you can play it quite a bit and have fun without paying anything. But if you're wanting to really rank up to the top ranks, you hit a wall eventually where it's just like,
and I think
can't compete.
And I think Magic, even now, like in our community, we have shout out to Mech and Parrish and everybody. We have a community day / event every Saturday in our Discord, and everybody comes together and plays together, helping, you know, clear whatever they need to clear or whatnot. And I think what's good about Magic Awakening is you don't have to. You can do the battles and stuff and not climb. You don't have to climb the Grandmaster. You don't have to climb the Magic Awakening. Like, you can just play casually, do your dailies, go to class, you know, do Quidditch, all these other stuff, and play along with the story, and you're good. Like, I think Magic Awakening is crazy. The 2 mobile games, I think those are great case studies on on what to do.
Look at what worked and what didn't.
Exactly. I think those are 2 great case studies for those games, because like there's still a huge dedicated audience for those games. And I still Wizards Unite has been gone for 4 years now. I still get comments on those games, on those videos, and DMs. People like, man, I wish I played this game when it was out, or man, I miss playing this game.
Yeah.
And it was more so being able to play together. And that's why this community has been so clutch as well. It's just brought a lot of people together who aren't gamers, who necessarily aren't Wizarding World fans, but they're gamers, or who aren't gamers but are Wizarding World fans. And it's just this cool little like mesh that has come together and created this community. And to go hard, competitive, I think you have to lean into that. You have to lean into, I can help you here, I can help you there. We're going to support each other here.
Which
you have to.
Is what the Wizarding World was all about. I mean, the friendship, Harry, Ron, and Hermione, like that.
Yep.
That bond and like overcoming evil. That's the heart of the story.
Yeah. That's the reason games like Sims is still making money. Sims 4 is like, they don't need to make another game. Like that's the same reason. Stuff like Fortnite still, even like you can play together and offer so many options where you don't have to go hard. You can be casual, and it's just it's something for everything, but you have to have an identity. I think the identity of this MMO when they come out is just has to be like collaborative. It has to be, or it's going to like fall. Now, I'm not a master of understanding the MMO niche. I play World of Warcraft. I love Final Fantasy 14 online. Like, I
didn't know if you played a lot of that one.
Yes, I did.
Isn't Monster Hunter pretty popular? I played a little bit of that. Like, I could see that as being a game they would want to look to and
I think those are great case studies as well. So it's just going to depend, because a lot of the people they have over there, at least hired so far, a lot of the games on their resume, heavy competitive.
Yeah.
Heavy competitive.
That's true.
Valorant, League of Legends, Destiny. Destiny, not
Destiny,
so much,
they kind of straddle the line a bit.
Exactly, they did. And then Blizzard's just World of Warcraft, and then like
that's no competitive, right?
No,
that's all,
not at all.
Yeah,
it's collaborative, it's cooperative, and you have the
Leroy
option
Jenkins.
of going. Facts.
That's like the main thing I know about that game.
Facts. So like I'm so excited. Shout out to Jared Burbach and stuff, like friend of the channel and everything. But I just hope I just hope
they know, like, you think they know at this point, like, the direction of the game?
Yeah. Based off of the positions, like they hired like 6 or 7 people that I know.
Yeah.
Throughout the year last year. And then in December, just 2 months ago, Jared and WB and them announced like 8 or 9 more positions that they're hiring for. So these positions specifically too, I was like, yeah, they know what they're doing. They know the type of game they're making.
Because those first couple, they were like such a high level.
Yeah.
Like, okay, they're still figuring out.
Yeah. Because they're helping in the process of hiring. They're helping in the process of accumulating talent and stuff for sure.
Yeah.
So now we're starting to get into the nuts and bolts of like the sole responsibility and even the DNA of this game and what it could be. And so, yeah, bro, I'm hyped. I'm excited. It's going to be interesting. And what's scary is it could be a third game that we don't know about, because they said multiple games.
They never said 2. I know. Yeah.
They said multiple games.
Always multiple.
So it could be a third game that we don't know is like
maybe my idea of remaking the original 7 will come to life. Which I'm still waiting for you to.
Bro, you cannot tell me that would not sell like hotcakes. Especially with the TV show now.
Yep.
Especially with the TV show now.
Don't worry, chat. Bro, I'm gonna stay on James until he finishes PS1.
I have to play. I have to finish that. I was trying to play it last Friday.
I got too many good laughs out of watching. So, like, I cannot wait till you get to the Gringotts section.
Everybody have already said, just wait till you get to the Gringotts. I was like, why y'all setting me up? Like, I'm looking for the rug to pull from under me. Like, what is going on here? Like. Yes, that
would be great if they would. That's like I feel like that's such an easy win. Like, it's gonna sell because it's Harry Potter. It's not Harry like, oh, we're trying to make something in the wizarding world work.
No,
Hogwarts Legacy was obviously a gamble because it wasn't Potter.
Yep.
But Potter, man, especially with the show, like you said, it would do well. But you also don't want to. They don't want to be. You don't want to end up in these situations. Like we were just talking earlier about the rising development costs of games.
Right.
Like you don't want to get to the point where you've gotten the team so huge that then you're just losing money and you have to shut everything down or cut. Yeah.
Freaking cutting costs, bro. Like I hate that. I hate that for a sentence now. Like makes sense. I understand it, but not when people's livelihood is involved.
Did you ever play any of the Telltale games? Like,
I just know of them and didn't play them though.
Oh man, for somebody who loves story,
bro,
you should play. I mean, Walking Dead is kind of like
really
gold standard.
Yeah,
dude. I don't know why those games ever stopped getting made. Like games in that style. There was like that one. There was a Game of Thrones. There was Wolf Among Us, which apparently they're doing another one, and then they keep going back and forth. Dude, those games are so good. So good. And it's like just all story. Like there's no real challenge to it, but it's like narrative. It's like choose your own adventure style. And these choices, I mean, they matter.
Bro, I need a list. Chat, give me a list of just like narrative driven games because
I would do because the Walking Dead. Did you ever watch the show any?
I have a weak heart, so I can't watch those stuff. Like I get scared.
Okay. Well, the game is like it's cartoon graphics, but they also made a Batman. Oh, I'm trying to think which one would be best for you to start with. There was a Batman Telltale game.
What?
Yeah.
I'm ready to start there.
I could see you really liking The Walking Dead. You'd like all of them, really, but Wolf Among Us is like, I didn't even know there was it's more like, I know your comic background.
Yes.
Wolf Among Us is about the big bad wolf goes to the I'm gonna butcher it. So maybe somebody in chat can tell you, but it's like all the creatures of lore are real, like Frog and Toad and the big bad wolf and Belle and Beast.
Okay.
And they're like living with humans. They're trying to live alongside humans. And so Big B, he's the big bad wolf. He's like the sheriff. And so what kicks the game off is that he has to go and investigate a murder that's happened.
No way.
But Batman, since you're like DC, Batman would probably be a safe place for you to start. If you're squeamish, there's some squeamish stuff in Walking Dead. Yeah. Walking Dead was really the one that like started all, but they're episodic. And so like first episode, they're just like 2 hours maybe. And it's just
way.
Yeah. So a couple of hours you can knock out the first episode.
I'm typing this up.
Which one are you gonna look for? The Batman?
Yeah.
Do Batman it's spelled like TELLTALE. There might even be a good one for you to stream. I don't know. I can't remember if there's stuff that you wouldn't want to that couldn't be shown on stream or not. But
like that's the thing. Like I would stuff like this I'll probably do. Just Twitch only.
I haven't played Dispatch yet, Nerdy Giant, but I've heard that's another one.
Yeah, that's another one. Everybody's like, James, you need to play it because you get like choices and superhero stuff and everything. I was like, God, bro, I need to play Expedition, bro.
I have to play Obscure.
Yes,
that's a big endeavor, but I 100% agree. Like seeing how much you love story and knowing that. Did I message you? I messaged you, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Because I knew Final Fantasy is your favorite game.
Favorite. Yo, like JRPGs, RPGs. That's what I grew up with. JRPGs was the big thing for me when I was, especially on the PS1. So all the Final Fantasies, Legends of the Dragoon, freaking Tactics, what was the other one? JRPGs was just huge for me. Like I didn't understand how I got so emotional with these little bitty pixelated characters telling the story. And I was just like, bro, like my heart wrenched. And I was just like, I love this. Like I'm emotional, but I love this. And so then it went to freaking Morrowind and Oblivion and Skyrim. And that was my first taste into just open world, but also like sandbox type stuff. And then Knights of the Old Republic was my first taste into choices just being a huge, especially with Fable coming out on the first Xbox. Like that is my wheelhouse of gaming style. So when Hogwarts Legacy came out, bro, narrative, Harry Potter's known for good stories, choices possibly mattering. Bro, like this is the best. Like this is me, and it's an RPG. I was like, this is your boy. So
I mean, like, Clair Obscure, like you 100% need to play that. That will the story, man, and the music makes that like just from how much I know about you and how the things that you appreciate in games, from the first hour, you will be like, this is incredible. You will already be like, this is beautiful. And I bet you will shed a tear within the first hour of it too. Like that's how much they hit you right from the jump.
I have stayed away from everything.
Oh man,
Expedition 33. Outside of shorts that show like people doing like battles and stuff, narratively, I have no idea.
Oh, dude.
I have no, and I was surprised I've survived this long. And I was just like, I just need to dive in because they sent me the game. Like they sent me the game, And I'm like, so I've had it sitting there, but I've been playing the other like Tactics that came out just at near the end of last year, and then Xbox was sending me all their games with the Great Circle DLC had came out. Valve had also came out. Me and Sue were playing that. The Outer Worlds was coming out, and there was another one that all came out, and I was just like, bro, I can't play these. Like, I can't play all. Like, I have to. And I was going to save Expedition 33 for the holidays.
That's what happened to me, and I got the flu and I was out for like days.
Yeah, I remember you telling me.
I felt good enough to sit up and play the game, and I just grinded it. My wife quarantined me to my office in here.
Nice.
I had the flu several years back, and like had it so bad I didn't feel like doing anything. I couldn't even hold a controller. Whoa. This one was like, I felt okay enough to hold my head up. Yeah. So I just grinded Claire Obscure. Like hours on end. She's like bringing me chicken noodle soup, and they didn't want me to come out. So I'm like, all right, I'm just in here grinding this game.
And it was so great. This year is going to be crazy with games, and I already know what's coming out, like especially in March. Like,
yeah,
well, the Valve DLC is happening like just in a couple of days. I was like, I gotta do that.
PlayStation Plus though, right?
Yeah, I have PlayStation
Plus. You should look back through your account and see if you have the Batman Telltale game, because it went free on there at some point, I think. And if just at least, because it's only a couple of hours, that could be like a movie for you one night, basically.
Yeah.
You just sit down and play episode 1. I think you'd be hooked and be like, I gotta play the rest of these.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Because they made a Game of Thrones, they made a like the Walking Dead one is good, and then The Wolf Among Us. But Batman, I'd feel most confident that you would like that one. Then whenever you're ready for the next big RPG, Claire Obscure, gotta have it. I like, this is how I wanted like to hop on a live stream with like you and Lynette and Ben like right then to talk about that game after I beat it. So I was like messaging. I was like, Joe, I messaged Joe, have you beaten it? And he's like, no. I was like, oh. I messaged Lynette. I was like, I've got to talk. And she's like, yes. And I just started sending her all these.
Okay.
It's like, I have got to talk about this with someone, because you want to theorize. Oh, that's a game. You can theorize.
Okay.
To just
I just gotta do it. Because I'm waiting.
There's no time.
I know, because like I'm waiting for, because I was like, I don't want to start it, and Crimson Desert is coming out in March. But then, because I anticipated the James Bond game, something I've been covering on the channel. They delayed it to May, from March to May. So I was like, I thought my first quarter of 2026, I was like, I gotta hit the hay running now. I was like, I'm going to be playing 007 like within the first 3 months of 2026. But they pushed that back the same week Lego Batman's coming out. I was like, oh my gosh, come on, like you're killing me. So I was just like, I'll wait on Crimson Desert just so I can play Claire Obscure and stream it, or should I stream Crimson Desert? Because that's going to be like Skyrim. Like that's going to be just do whatever. That game is going to take hundreds, thousands of hours to finish, just because like they said it's twice the size of Skyrim.
I haven't even looked into this game much,
bro.
Desert. Like I've heard of it, but I haven't really.
And nobody knows what it is. That's the funniest part. Nobody knows what it is, but people know what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's insane. And everybody's like, it's too good. This looks too good. There's no way they're going to.
Dude, as we were talking, I just discovered there's another Batman Telltale that I didn't play. So now I'm like, I gotta go play this. Apparently, they did a second season called The Enemy Within, which explores the Joker. I never played this one.
Oh, yeah, I'm on the website now,
and it has 5 episodes. The first one is Batman the Telltale series. It was originally on PS3. It had 5 episodes, but then they made this one for PS4. Oh, okay. Sorry. I got to go back and what I did was I looked up a list. I was like, let me see a ranking of all the Telltale games. What people think is the best.
What's the top
Walking
one?
Dead is number 1 on this
It
list
is.
from Game Rant, and number
That's the
2
one you
is
said.
The Wolf Among Us. Yeah,
Okay.
Walking Dead was just so good. Like
Okay.
the 2 main characters in that are just really, really good. Sorry to just give you more games, but see, I feel like the good thing about these is like you could experience them in little bites.
Yeah, like
Because of the episodic.
they could be like literally a sit down stream on a weekend and just knock it out. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited about that. I didn't know any, I've heard of them before, but I was like, I didn't know
You didn't know there were so many different.
No,
yeah,
I did not know. Speaking of what I did not know, I didn't know how late it is.
right?
I would try.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Always. I'm going to try to see if we could do rapid fire in the next 10 minutes of some of these questions we got on YouTube and on Discord. I'm not going to be probably
a true rapid fire.
A true rapid fire.
Which we always find difficult.
I know, because we always want to elaborate and start like thinking and stuff. All right, let's start with, and shout out to everybody who commented.
We probably answered a lot of them too. I was looking through there earlier before we started.
With the story. So, High IQ Warrior, talking about the MMO. How would the story / mission be structured? How would the career progression be structured? That's the big question, in my opinion. Is just how would they do it? Because some of your progress, if it is like a true MMO, would be locked behind doing stuff as a group, doing raids and everything like that. So it's just going to boil down to, is it a true MMO or not, in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, and like if they do like the way Destiny handled it, well, it's we don't know that it's going to be free to play, but it's most likely going to be free to play. So how they handled it and how a lot of these games handle it is they'll do like big expansions where there are new story elements that come with each expansion.
True.
So you don't have to buy all of them, but if you don't buy the latest one, then you're not going to do that with whole storyline.
No.
Although the way Destiny handled it is they would usually have some free stuff that everybody could experience as part of the main story.
As a tease.
Yeah. And then if you really wanted to do all of it, you can buy it. But yeah, it's like once we know a little bit more, we might be able to do a better guess.
Good question. That's something we definitely got to do in a deep dive video. Then we got Hades. I hope we get some DLC where we can explore other wizarding schools and learn new skills from them. Yeah. I always go back to Wagadu, wandless magic and stuff. Like, I feel like you can do that with not Psionai and have it like surface level, not explore the school, but kind of like just like maybe the foyer or something, and like, you meet people in there and stuff. But yeah, I would love to see. I think that's something you can definitely do in the MMO though. What about you?
Oh yeah, MMO for sure.
Other schools,
Hogwarts Legacy 2. I think before other schools, I think they'll explore Ministry, Gringotts more
before any of that. Yeah,
I think those are the big 3.
Yep. Agreed. Let me see. Fiction writes, how should companions? How should they work? I suggest one classmate and one pet at a time. I'm the big at a time. I like the biggest thing for me is they come with you. They were going to do it. They took it out. I remember when Chandler told me, they changed the companions. I was like, wait, what? And he's like, yeah, we're going to announce it during the showcase. I was like, no way. So I was like, go back to the companions actually following you and like doing stuff with you, like the mod does.
Yeah, the mod did.
Yeah, it's there, so they can do that. Let me see. Moon Lily. Do you think they need to tie the MMO storylines to Hogwarts Legacy or keep them separate stories for the age and time period?
Ooh.
I think separate. Question. I think separate, and Joe always talks about this. I think you go medieval.
Yes.
I think you go medieval.
I agree. Go back further.
Yeah.
You obviously can't go if you go forward. I mean, I guess that's what Magic Awakened did. Like they went ahead of Harry Potter.
So did Wizards Unite. So do you go forward in between Fantastic Beasts and Hogwarts Legacy? Maybe. Like, I feel like you go back. I
think back has the most potential, because I think you guys were even talking in a live stream of like, then you can bring in swords and other weapons to where you're not just.
Yes, that's right. Sue was talking about that because Godric Gryffindor has a sword. Like, why does the wizard need a sword at all? And he had one because he was around that time period. So yeah, you can do that, bro. And you can play around with the different goblins and stuff, because they're not cool with each other. See how it was back then, elves and everything. Like, you can be a different species also if you go back more so than you would going forward, because they're not as prevalent. So I feel like it's the Wild Wild West. So that's a good question. Yeah. And Lily also asked you to be darker theme
for MMO or Legacy
for the
too?
MMO.
MMO probably will have a older target demographic, whereas Hogwarts Legacy needs to be
everybody,
the family friendly, to an extent.
I say no to darker. You might cut off some of your crowds.
Yeah,
I say no.
Yeah, I don't feel like really strongly one way or another.
Neither do I. I wouldn't mind.
As long as I don't care so much about being darker, more about, is it a good story? Like, is the villain
well said,
interesting, and have motivations that we can understand and
believe? Yeah,
right.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, those are good questions, Lily. Let me see. Raymond, real quick. Should Hogwarts Legacy 2 have a bigger Scottish Highland map, or should the gameplay be more focused on the castle interiors? Ooh, the map should be smaller.
I love that question, because I feel like there was anytime an open world game comes out, one of the biggest things people want to know is, how big is the map? How big is the map? How big is the map?
Yeah.
And like, I'm one of those people who liked exploring the Highlands. Like, I didn't have a problem with it. But I also feel like there was more in Hogwarts itself they could have done.
Yes.
So I do want to have, I like having an area where you can go out and explore. I don't know that it necessarily needs to be bigger, just more densely packed, like more, and doesn't even, I'm not even saying like buildings, but more like content within of like things you can do. Like all those little, and maybe this was in their plans at one point, but all those little ruins that you can go in and explore, and it's like just a little chest that you get.
Yeah.
I'm like, imagine if that was this whole little quest line that opened up when you went down there.
Skyrim, like you just go into this cave and then it just opens up. Yeah. That would be amazing. That would be
even
amazing.
The old Zelda, like Ocarina of Time. Majora's Mask, when you would
like
go around and
go in and you just like, ooh, what is this? And then it just takes you to another place.
Yeah.
So I would say keep the map the same. If you just speaking of Scottish Highlands and even Hogwarts, I think Hogwarts has to get bigger. They have to go bigger. I think the castle has to be bigger because you're going to have new classes now. And you
can easily do that because it's a magic castle. So
it's always moving. Yep. Narratively, it works. Yep.
Especially and if they add more locations, like if we go to other places, that could be your game getting bigger without making it some massive open world. Like I'd much rather them keep the world the same size, or even shrink it and then have like a Gringotts section of the story where like we're going through. Instead of what we did in the first game, we're going through multiple areas of Gringotts and exploring.
Diagon Alley, bro. Diagon Alley.
Yeah, Diagon Alley.
Diagon Alley. Just give us Diagon Alley. You can do the whole Gringotts thing. You can do the whole Borgin and Burks and everything. Like you can do all of that and have that tie in. But I think you need another location to explore, and it's either Diagon Alley or the Ministry of Magic. I think you have to.
The ministry makes a lot of sense because what you were saying earlier, like they're going to be on our tail now.
Fig reported everything to the ministry. Like,
maybe
there's
we
a
have to go
reason he
check
wasn't with
in
us.
with them period. Maybe that's our new apprentice character. There's
Yes,
somebody who's actually at the ministry.
Yes, that's our guy.
Boom.
That's our mentor. Yes,
There
yes,
you go.
yes. And he turns out to be a bad guy.
You don't even have to pay us for it.
Yes,
You
yes.
can take it.
Boom. Boom. Yes. Oh, please. They study ancient magic in the Department of Mysteries. Like, come on, it's right there.
Ooh.
Oh, God, man.
Now, if they took us back to those rooms that we didn't even get to explore again in the books,
bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know everybody wants Diagon Alley. I want the Ministry of Magic and the Department of Mysteries.
Yep.
Like,
and because she left so much of it open, maybe they can have more freedom to be like,
bro, like, come, like, we have to learn more about ancient magic. We have to.
Yeah.
Whether it's through
remember the brain room, the brain liner. Give me the
take,
put that in.
The take of brains in there. Bro, space, the love room. Like, bro, like, you can do. I love Prisoner of Azkaban just because of like that. And don't get me started with the Veil. Don't get me. I've been watching too much Carlin.
Wait, Prisoner of Azkaban. You mean
not
the
Prisoner
Order
of
of the Phoenix?
Order of the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Order of the Phoenix. I love that. Like the descriptions. Don't get me. Oh my God, the veil, death.
Yeah,
the veil looks just like those archways that we would go in during the Keeper's trials that would change locations and have different blocks in different like Harry and Luna were the only ones that heard whispers because of the veil, because they know death, which is also why they're the only ones that see the Thestrals. You can't tell me ancient magic isn't tied to that. You can't tell me it's not. Bro, like, I went on a tangent about this last Wednesday. Like, bro, like, I have so many theories with that. I've been watching too much Carlin Brothers. Like, it's all. I found a way to connect it, and me and Sue was just laughing at me, Oh my gosh. Let's do 2 more. We'll do the rest of these next week. Let's see. Morality system was included. We talked about that. Online game will have. Ooh, I think this is a good question. Do you think the online game will have private lobbies like GTA 5 has? Asked Spray. Interesting.
Probably depends on what type of.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Because if it's more cooperative, I don't really know what the private. I mean, I guess if you wanted to have like a. Because I know, like in Destiny, they had private matches where you could, but it was competitive.
Right. Yeah. But I think private lobbies make sense because not everybody wants to play with randos, you know?
Oh, yeah. I don't know if it'll be structured like a private lobby exactly, but I could see it definitely being something that you can hop in and do solo without ever inviting anybody if you don't want to.
Right. Exactly. Agreed. Let me see. This is from Samantha. Let me make sure. So critic. We answered this. Something we missed from the first game. We talked about morality and choices that you would like to see in Hogwarts Legacy 2. Well, we covered that one. Ooh. How evil do you think the character will be in the sequel? Will it be more evil than Voldemort?
Like whoever the antagonist is?
Yeah.
I mean, Sebastian's already. He's already got Voldemort. Nah, I'm kidding.
Bro, if they make Sebastian the villain, I'm going to be so upset. I'm going to be so upset. I know y'all love Sebastian, but we've beat him like twice already. It's going to be like The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker all over. Like, how many times do we have to fight Kylo Ren?
Would you rather them redeem him or rather them turn him into the bad guy?
I'd be okay with him like being a villain in the second one because I think that might be a natural progression, but then he kind of reverts back maybe in the sequel. Like he has his redemption in the third game. It's kind of like he's gradually getting there at the beginning of the first game, and then at the end of the first game, he's there. he embraces it in the second game, and he's like peak villainy, and then he goes back down and kind of like redeems himself because he's such a huge character now. Like right now he is Hogwarts Legacy. Like he's more popular than our character. Like
because we're different based on who you.
Yeah. So he's more popular than our character. So, and plus, if my theory is correct, based off of where they got the name Sallow, from Albert Sallow in Wizards Unite, which came before Hogwarts Legacy, Sebastian has to have a family where Albert Sallow exists, because I think Albert Sallow, based on the time frame, would be his grandson, because Albert exists in like the 2010s, I think. And so I think it would be Sebastian's grandson, not Anne's grandson, because obviously I think traditionally when you get married, normally the wife doesn't carry the name. So I think Sebastian survives and it has a family.
I could definitely see him being the big bad of the next one.
I hope
it would make sense.
I can see him being like corrupted by like the big bad, and maybe we have like a fight against him.
Because if they go with the good ending, actually no, the ending doesn't affect. You can still do the good you could still do the good ending and not turn him in. But if you turn him in, he's gonna be ticked when he.
But it wasn't just us, because Anne didn't want anything to do with him either.
Right. Yeah.
So that would drive him to go crazy as well, or even darker for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, we've already beaten this dude, and he doesn't have ancient magic. Like, we've already beaten him, and we didn't know what we were doing.
How would they would have to figure out a way to power him up, right?
Yeah.
Make it.
They have to.
Otherwise, we just destroy him very quickly.
Yeah. Which would be an emotional, I think, definitely emotionally and narratively would be a compelling way, a compelling battle for sure, going against Sebastian. But
they're gonna have to figure out how they're gonna do the ending, and if they're gonna just pick one and that's the canon ending for Hogwarts Legacy 2. And now that we talk, if Sebastian's in the game, which we feel like he will be, they're gonna have to pick that too.
Yep, they have to pick up that story. There's a lot of.
I can't see them basing it on what you did. As much as I would love it to pull from your save, I don't see that happening.
There's no way. They have to find a middle ground where it makes sense with either choice you made, especially with the ancient magic thing, but definitely with Sebastian. They have to find a middle ground. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting, but we're going to wrap it up here. Thanks everybody for the questions. I'm going to save the rest of the questions and try to answer them next week for our normal Wizarding Wednesday time frame. This worked out because Retro was able to make it this time period, and I was on a recruiting trip trying to recruit some players for our school and stuff. So time frame, it just worked out. I knew I had to do this, so I was like, Retro, I know you time frame you want to do later.
This is perfect.
I was like, can you do this Wednesday? He was like, yo, I'm down. So it worked out. It worked out. But
always enjoy it.
Yes, we're going to do more of these when we have when we're able to do it and stuff, for sure. And it's always fun reconnecting with these guys. Great people, and just overall one of the kindest cats on YouTube that I've been able to meet during my limited time here. So just talking shop and having the same similarities in background and age and kids and lifestyle and stuff like that. It's just always fun. But Retro, where can people find you on the interwebs?
You can visit youtube.com/retro raconteur. That's the main place. Although we are my wife's been trying to grow the Instagram. I'm over 500 followers for there.
Let's go.
But yeah, and I'm on X, but I don't post as much there. I read a lot of news there.
That's where all the news is at. That's where all the news is at.
That's where it breaks there.
Yeah.
And if you want to, man, I'm in the middle of trying to figure out, do I incorporate Hogwarts Legacy into what I'm doing now, or am I actually going to start a new channel? And just like, even if I'm like, I don't care if it grows or not, just a channel I can literally hop on and like talk for 15 minutes about my latest theory or something, and then just post it for fun.
That's where I'm at with my reaction channel. I was just like, I just want to react to stuff. Like,
some of the reacts do well here too.
Yeah, they do. I've noticed that. But I've recorded like 6 movie reaction videos. I just have not posted them like on the other channel at all. I'm just like, gosh, I've recorded them. Like, I was like, it's just
Miranda says those are like a pain for a copyright.
Oh yeah.
That it's the system is really
I think you can't do any longer than 5 or 10 seconds of a clip without some voice dialogue. Yeah. So like those are sucky. But bro, honestly, if you guys want some of the like top tips when it comes to Switch 2 news and just overall Switch mechanics, understanding like the best default settings you want to have, or some of the games coming out recently and everything, check out Retro. I think there's a direct tomorrow or
partner direct, so it'll be like third parties, but there's a big heavy rumor that Claire Obscure and Metaphor Refantasio are coming.
So
big gets.
He's going to be breaking it down. So if you have a Switch 2 or thinking about getting a Switch 2 for your loved one or yourself, make sure you subscribe to Retro. And of course, he's just a good guy. So just subscribe over there. Just to support. You. Yeah, just to support. But
to you.
We'll be back next Wednesday, normal time, 4:30, to talk all things Wizarding World, and we're gonna have some fun. But I think we got another 007 First Light video coming up for you guys Friday, hopefully, and some Clockwork Revolution also. So we're gonna see how those videos do. But thank you guys for adapting to the change in time today. We had a huge crowd, so thanks for coming out. This is a big one. And shout out to Martin and all the OG Patronus Squad members for re-upping and everything. Thanks for the support. And as we always say at the end of every stream, be sure to spread some Lumos wherever you are in the world, because especially nowadays, you never know who needs it, and could be appreciated with a lot of people. So love you guys. Thanks so much again. Have a great rest of your Wednesday or Thursday, wherever you are in the world. And shout out to everybody watching on replay. Comment below. Let me know. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Bye, everyone.
Ryan Little. Ryan Little.
Japan.